on the iHeart app. And we just went live on YouTube this second. There's a little red box. All right, so run to YouTube, and you can watch us. And we'll be on all afternoon, visually and with audio, any way you need us. Deborah will come over your house and read some news to you.
I will. Oh, that's going to cost you a lot of money.
Anything for the audience, though.
Not anything.
Santa Clarita, you've heard there's a big brush fire there. I mean, it's not really big yet. It's about 30 acres. And it's been burning for a little bit. There was at least one dramatic story. Apparently, the fire was burning near a high school, Bowman High School. And the California Post said that students had to quickly evacuate the high school and get into their parents' cars. The flames were burning right next to the school. But we don't have any injuries. I guess this is the start of the fire season.
Well, today it is incredibly so hot. It's 101 degrees right now in Santa Clarita.
And it's really dry.
It's so dry.
And well, I guess the last rain was probably 3 months ago. And with every 100-degree day, everything dries out more and more. All you need are the Santa Ana winds, which we don't have today. But tell you, you know what? Karen Bass is not taking any chances. Santa Clarita is only 30 miles from downtown LA. It's not far from city jurisdiction. And she's already booked a flight to Tanzania. You believe that? She doesn't want to inadvertently be here in case this fire got out of control and spread into LA. So she's on her way out. Next hour, we are going to... This is hard to believe. You know the People Mover? It's only 2.25 miles of elevated track that's supposed to connect the Los Angeles airport, LAX, with with mass transit and I think the rental car center. And an easy way to get around that horseshoe where the terminals are. It's 2.25 miles. They've been building it for years and years. It is now costing $3.3 billion. It's about $1.5 billion per mile of elevated track. There's nothing more. It's 2.25 miles. $1.5 billion, and it is a complete disaster because the contractor building the system is now suing the city. They just filed the lawsuit in LA County Superior Court last week, and the lawsuit's going to be heard in December. And everything is screwed up. And this company, LAX Integrated Express Solutions. It's a public-private partnership. They're claiming they have got the money that they're supposed to. It's a mess. Megan Barth from California Globe is going to explain it to us. So you want to be around. What is wrong with everybody? Well, I know what it is. It's people are stealing money, and nothing gets built. People are just stealing money right in front of us all day long. Speaking of stealing money, California Post has this one. You know, we have like the worst choice in the history of American elections here between Karen Bass and Nithia Raman. Raman is the chairwoman of the LA City Council's Housing and Homelessness Committee. And she's running for mayor, and she's probably thought about this for a while. So she wanted to come up with her own plan. Like, you need one headline plan, one big talking point. So when you're running for office, you could keep referring to this is what you're doing. Now, Karen Bass has Inside Safe, which is stuffing people, paying a fortune to stuff people in motels. And a lot of those people then leave the motels and disappear back onto the streets. But that's her shtick. So Raman needed some homeless shtick. And she came up with something, and the title makes no sense. The Time-Limited Subsidy Program. She was going to lease 2,000 apartments and move vagrants into the apartments. And then subsidize their rent, pay the landlords with our tax money, rather than pay for them to stay in motels or shelters. So this plan has been in operation for a year. They budgeted $62 million. You got this? $62 million to move the street vagrants into 2,000 apartments. How many apartments do you think are occupied under this program? Between September and it's now July. It's 10 full months. How many? Think of a number. Any number. Any number between 0 and 2,000. The winning number is 3. Nithia Raman has gotten 3 apartments occupied. She's 1,997 apartments short. This is $62 million. I don't know how much has been spent, but whether it's been spent or is lying around or has been stolen, and I choose category 3, only 3 apartments. The council first approved this spending last September, part of a court settlement. 4 months later, they approved it all over again for a redesigned program. Full rollout didn't happen until March 1st, but even so, as of July 1st, it's 3. One of the council people, Monica Rodriguez, says 1 household a month is not a solution. I'd say they're having issues with the program. It's not working. I think the big difference is talk versus action. Raman says a lot of words but doesn't deliver. That's true, if you remember the debate. She babbles, but does nothing. Paul Webster is the executive director of the LA Alliance for Human Rights, who filed the lawsuit. And he says this is par for the course for LA. Too little, too late, not enough attention to make sure that they're removed from the streets as quickly as possible. Raman and the mayor have been talking about time-limited subsidies for years. This is the whole reason we insist on metrics and milestones. Raman's office says, well, this is just an early snapshot. No. You budgeted for 2,000 apartments. You filled 3. Oh, my goodness. The biggest issue they're running on is homelessness. She's in charge of the homeless committee, and a plan to fill 2,000 apartments. 3. And so where's the $62 million? Somebody go through Raman's office and check everybody's pockets. Somebody check their bank accounts. This wasn't the only one, the only scam. She got $4 million in a state grant to deal with encampments along the Los Angeles River. $4 million was approved, and it's unspent 2 years after it was awarded. 2 years. I'll tell you more when we come back. And Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. The brush fire is burning in Santa Clarita. There are evacuation warnings. Today has turned out to be the hottest day of the year so far. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go to the 405 next.
If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. And they'll make a cash offer. Buy your home as is. No need for repairs. They can close in days. And again, they buy with cash. They might even offer you a $10,000 advance to help you move. Go read their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer. 888-321-AS-IS. 888-321-AS-IS. 888-321-2747. SellersAdvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number is 01961658, and Providence Realty DRE number is 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, 70s to around 105. This report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 405 in Fountain Valley.
This one is along the northbound side of the 405, and it's coming right up on Brookhurst. That's where the left lane has been blocked. Delays are backing up away from MacArthur Boulevard, getting out of Irvine. Now, let's take a look at Santa Clarita. This is the 14 northbound, and that drive is looking pretty slow right now, leaving the 5. Delays continue ahead towards Placerita Canyon Road. Also, a closure as a result of this fire in Santa Clarita includes Soledad Canyon Road between Bouquet Canyon Road and Golden Valley Road. I also just read that the Metro line or the Metrolink trains are shut down between Via Princesa and Newhall. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Shop juicy savings at Whole Foods Market. Save on 18-ounce organic blueberries for $5.99 each with Prime through July 28th. Make a yogurt bowl, pancakes, or eat them by the handful. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Are you like millions of Americans who avoided filing their taxes this year because you're afraid you will owe the IRS thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, you don't need to be afraid anymore. Tax Relief Advocates has the solution. We can file your back tax years and may be able to reduce or even eliminate what you owe. With over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, we've helped over 100,000 Americans just like you permanently and painlessly resolve their IRS debt. A resolution specialist is waiting to speak to you now, who will let you know what tax debt reduction you may qualify for. Don't wait. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call our tax relief hotline now to see what you qualify for at 800-511-0719. 800-511-0719. Again, that's 800-511-0719. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Book your 7-day Mexican Riviera cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offers a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium minted coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped to $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
A champion will be crowned.
That is a wondrous goal!
And every remaining goal,
magical
and save,
what a save! Unbelievable stuff!
Can be heard for free on the iHeartRadio app thanks to Fox Sports.
What a moment in the tournament!
All the drama.
Spain will play in the FIFA World Cup final.
One champion.
The referee blows the full-time whistle.
Don't miss a moment. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
England faces defending champion Argentina today for a spot in the World Cup final. England coach Thomas Tuchel expecting a tough match.
We prepare for the best version of Argentina. We expect and hope and demand the best of ourselves.
Kickoff in Atlanta at 3 Eastern. The winner will meet Spain in Sunday's final.
Download the iHeartRadio app for live Fox coverage of every game.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show today after 6 p.m. Well, the House has voted to make daylight saving time. That's how they call it. No S at the end. Permanent. Daylight saving time. Permanent. But is California going to go along with it? Well, I know the answer. And today after 6, I'll tell you.
$1,000 giveaway.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's CREDIT. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash.
KFI. Credit. Enter that at KFIAM640.com/cash. If you win, you get an email. Check your junk spam folder too. And there's a winning keyword every hour, every weekday. Starts at 9 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. Next chance to win here at 4:20 on KFI. And we've got this fire in Santa Clarita, minimum 30 acres, just started a couple of hours ago. And there's a lot of activity going on in Santa Clarita right now. It's all brush that's burning, but it is fairly close to some homes. And there are some evacuations going on. And we've got the news department all over that. Deborah will jump in whenever anything new happens. We've been telling you about another massive failure. This one by Nithia Raman. People, you know what? The thing is, like, nobody likes Bass, right? But there's a certain segment of people, mostly women, who love Raman. Like, they get excited by her. And she is the West Coast Mamdani. She's a Democratic Socialist. Oh, which reminds me, the Democratic Socialists came out with their new public platform. And Raman is a member. Raman is a DSA candidate, a DSA party member. When I get a chance, I'm going to read you what the DSA now officially stands for in their own words. She's a crazy person. But she does these things. Newsom does this. Bass does this. Grabs some cheap headlines with some cleverly named program. This thing was called the Time Limited Subsidy Program, and announced it a year ago. And since a year ago, they budgeted $62 million, which you know, she has a lot of influence, being the chairperson of the homelessness committee, right? $62 million. It was supposed to put vagrants into 2,000 apartments. So far, they've filled 3 apartments. 3. And aren't you tired of me telling you this stuff? I'm tired of reading it and saying the same thing over and over about it. I just can't believe this never stops. And there's nobody who tries to stop it. There's nobody even who talks about it. Hardly anybody even covers it. I feel like I'm going through puberty. California Post, which is covering it, they put out an editorial day today and going through the details I just gave you. Now, remember, we've got 43,000 homeless people. 43,000. And Karen Bass's idea was Inside Safe, which is stuffing them into motels. So they have served about 5,900 people in 4 years, but about 2,900 left the program. So about half of the vagrants that they put into the motels end up leaving and disappearing somewhere. And only 1,500 out of the 43,000 are in permanent housing. So it's a ridiculous program that's very expensive. So Raman's thing was, it's like, well, I can do this cheaper. We'll get them into apartments. Somehow the apartments are going to be less expensive than the motels, except they only filled 3 of the apartments, which is just nuts. Now, the New York Post, or California Post rather, has a headline about this story saying, if this isn't peak failure, what is? And they also discuss the still existing LA Homeless Services Authority. Bass appoints 5 of the 10 members. And LA County has pulled out. They've created another homelessness department within the county structure. So Bass is left by herself. And, of course, the Trump administration took $200 million out of LAHSA. Like, what? And if Bass pulls out, who? It's just going to be more of this wasted money. I have never seen so much money stolen and burned with no result. And it's, we talk about it constantly. It's in the news, at least some. Nobody steps in to say stop. And the two leading candidates are the two leading perpetrators. The only two candidates we have are the two perpetrators. And then it's all these homeless agencies did the ballot harvesting so that we ended up with Raman and Bass. It's just astonishing what's become of the city. It's one giant corruption wheel. Around and around and around we go. And every day there's something new. Every day. Now we got the $60 million that Raman blew, and then there's another $4 million she was given by the feds, and she didn't even spend that. And yet there's people, again, mostly women, who are just so passionate about her, and you just want to grab them. You're just what's wrong with you? Do you know anything? Anything? Now we come back. Another atrocity connected to all the mental patients and lunatics out there. We've had Joey Tucci on a couple of times, and he runs an organization that is trying to save the dogs on Skid Row. And I've been reading his posts every day, and every day it gets worse and worse and worse and more heartbreaking. And he's trying a phone campaign now. I want to tell you about the stuff he's been posting. He's getting like no response from elected officials in the city on any level. None. They don't care that dogs are dying. And he has photographic evidence that he posts. And I've just never seen anything like this, at least not in this country. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
A fast-moving brush fire in Santa Clarita has burned more than 30 acres and has prompted an evacuation warning. The LA County Fire Department says more than 170 firefighters were sent to Center Point Parkway around 1:40 this afternoon. Temperatures have topped 100 degrees in Santa Clarita with a high of 105 expected this afternoon. Today has turned out to be the hottest day of the year. An extreme heat warning is in effect for parts of Southern California through 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Dangerous temperatures in the valleys, mountains, and inland coastal plains could range from the 90s to 110 degrees. A heat advisory is also in effect for coastal areas. Monsoonal moisture will boost humidity to make things even more uncomfortable and could lead to rain with a 20 to 40% chance in the mountains and Antelope Valley. At the same time, dry conditions and strong winds have prompted a red flag warning with critical fire danger for the Golden State Corridor in LA County. Forecasters say it should cool off by the weekend. Eileen Gonzalez, KFI News.
A live bazooka round has washed ashore on a beach in Ventura County.
An unexploded super bazooka round from the 1950s washed up on the sand near a lifeguard tower at Magoo State Beach. Authorities determined the round was too dangerous to transport and opted to detonate it on the sand. The stretch of Point Magoo formerly served as a U.S. military training facility, but is now a public beach. Authorities say if something looks like a bomb, leave it there and call 911. Daniel Martindale, KFI News.
Officials at the Port of LA say dock workers processed more than 1 million 20-foot equivalent units last month, making it the busiest June in the port's history. They say it also marks the third time monthly cargo volume has exceeded 1 million container units, and no other port in the Western Hemisphere has ever surpassed that mark in a single month. Officials say June cargo was 12% higher than in 2025 and was driven by strong import demand. And the 5 biggest banks in the U.S. have exceeded even the best expectations with record earnings.
JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup had a combined $49 billion in profits in the latest quarter. Investment banking has led the way as banks make money advising corporations and governments on mergers and acquisitions and how to raise more money. Some banks, including JP Morgan, say there are several risks below the surface like tectonic plates, including geopolitical wars, sticky inflation, and investors borrowing more money for tech stocks like AI, which some analysts say is running out of steam. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
We're going to head over to the 10 next.
Give me the VIN.com where you can sell your car in a hot minute. Try this. Enter your VIN number and get an offer real fast at givemethevin.com. Their offer beats CarMax and Carvana offers every day. And if they can't do it, they're going to pay you $100. GiveMeTheVin.com will get you your check on the spot. It's super easy, super fast at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, a little cooler, a teeny bit cooler. Mid-80s to low 90s for Metro LA. Upper 90s to around 105 in the valleys and the IE. Windy again in the IE. 90s to around 102 and windy again in the high desert. 70s to around 80 at the beaches. Low to upper 80s for inland OC. Right now 92 in Laguna Woods and 94 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Crash on the 10 downtown LA.
This one is along the westbound side just before Maple. The left lane has been blocked. Delays are backing up from just about the 5 and also East 10. That's going to be a tough drive out of Santa Monica, leaving 20th, just about 20th Street, slowing across Mid-City all the way back towards the 5 in Boyle Heights. On the 5 southbound, that's also a tough drive. I'm seeing delays out of Glendale from Western. In stretches, you remain on the brakes all the way to the 605 and Anaheim East 91. Well, that slows down at Kramer Glassell as you continue all the way to Green River. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
And now, HELOC versus AGI. A Splatero HEI gives you cash for a share of your home's future value. No monthly payments. A HELOC is a traditional loan with monthly payments and strict requirements. Splatero for the win. Visit SPLITERO.com today and access your home's equity.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event is here to keep your summer moving. Get great deals on Toyotas built for any summer adventure. Like the all-hybrid Camry with efficiency and style that never cools down. Tacoma with the power to take your summer to new heights. Or RAV4 Hybrid with the versatility and range for all your plans. Don't miss great deals on Toyota's most popular models. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
What can you do at Toyota.com? Better question, what can't you do? Because at Toyota.com, you can check out our latest models, search our inventory, and see our latest offers. You can even build and price your new Toyota right online, picking the exact model and color that's right for you. Whether you just want to download a brochure or you're ready to buy, all things Toyota are at Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Would you take 15 seconds to say 15% to freshen your breath? Go to Zellmans.com and use the code SAVE. That's ZELMINS.com. Use the code SAVE for fresh, clean breath for hours.
When power goes out and cell networks fail, AM radio can be a lifeline with local news, weather, and emergency information. But time is running out. AM radio could disappear from new cars unless Congress acts. Please text the 2 letters AM to 39179 and tell Congress to vote yes on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Text the letters AM to 39179. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop. This message furnished by the station.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Termites active? Call Pacific Coast Termite. No tenting, plus 10% off. Call 1-800-PACIFIC.
If you run a business and need to get your message to your next customers fast, nothing is faster than audio with iHeart. Let us help you grow your business at the speed of sound today at 844-844-iHeart.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. It's the John Kobylt Show. We're on from 3 to 6. After 6, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. You listen to whatever you missed or listen to it all over again. Excuse me. Moist line is 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86, or use the TalkBack feature in the iHeart Radio app. And Deborah's at the fire desk tracking the Santa Clarita fire. And when there's new information, still they're saying it's 30 acres. And
it's more than 30 acres.
Yeah, I know. That's an estimate from a little while ago. It's actively burning. It's just burning brush right now, although there's been some evacuations.
Yeah, and if you look on right now, we're watching KTLA, and it's close to homes, but so far no homes have been burned, no injuries reported. It looks like the firefighters are doing a really good job. It seems like they're gaining the upper ground, but you never know. I mean, one burst of wind.
Yeah, we don't have the big winds. We got the dryness and the hot temperatures.
But all it takes,
yeah, I know,
right, is if it. But right now, you're right. It's not windy out there.
So I know we have a lot of listeners up in Santa Clarita, so we're watching this. But that's why you have all that smoke. The air is just foul today. I've noticed this past couple of days with this heat wave. You drive over the Sepulveda Pass and look down at the San Fernando Valley, and it's got that thick brown haze.
So gross.
And there's still a lot of stink in the air from all the rotting food in Boyle Heights. I want to talk about Joey Tuccio again, because just like discussing the vagrant disaster here and the inability of Bass and Raman to do anything meaningful. And I don't think they particularly want to. Otherwise, they would have done something by now. They are just cogs in the machine that feeds the corruption. So as long as you understand and accept and be convinced that this is all about corruption and money making, especially for the nonprofits and those who are politically connected. And that's where the billions in homeless money are going. And that's where it's been going for 10 years, because by now they should have figured it out, and they haven't. And it's getting worse, and they know it's getting worse, and they don't care because they're all making money. Well, another part of this is that and I'm out of adjectives, the absolutely horrific encampment in Skid Row, where they're breeding, torturing, and killing dogs every day. We've had Joey Tuccio on twice. He's gotten some television coverage. Joey has a organization called startswithonetoday.com. And he's been posting a lot online. And I hate to have to describe this, but today he posted a photo. It's the only way to get some attention. He posted a photo of a dead dog. It's a black dog lying on its side, lying on a wooden board, and the poor dog is as stiff as the board. I mean, it's over, with his paws up in the air and his legs sticking up. And Joey wrote, "Call every one of these Congress members listed below. Tell them we're sick of seeing dead and dying dogs. This dog was killed by a gang member on a piece of wood in South LA. Death and chaos is all over Southern California. This is not hyperbole. This is real." He's posted so many photos of what's going on. So he said, please just call these numbers while you're going out for a walk or you're waiting somewhere. And it's numbers belonging to various Congress people, because he has gotten an attorney and they're filing a federal complaint. That's the animal cruelty that Karen Bass and Nithia Raman is allowing here in Los Angeles actually violates federal laws. So if you go on X, that's what I'm looking at. Joey Tuccio is his name, and it's Tuccio, and that's his handle, Joey Tuccio. He has it all as one word. And scroll down and get the list and start calling these Congress people. And he's got other politicians listed as well in other posts. But he also published a list of responses that he's getting from various political offices. And he wrote, literally, it's the dumb leading the dumb. When these offices were asked why they've been silent on all this animal abuse, and abuse is a mild word, what's going on. It is torture and slaughter. But he lists the responses. So the office of an assemblywoman named Shadeh El Hawari. Her first name is spelled Sada, S-A-D-E. I don't know if it's Sade like the singer or Sadie. I don't know. So they call Hawari. It's tired of these names too. El Hawari's office. And they say it's Jesse Gabriel's responsibility. Jesse Gabriel's another assembly person. So they call Jesse Gabriel's office and they say, well, that's not true. They call Gavin Newsom's office. Gavin Newsom's office says Karen Bass has to handle it. So they call Karen Bass's office. It's not true. So they call Nithia Raman's office. She blames it on another councilwoman, saying it's Isabel Jurado's problem. Isabel Jurado's office admits there is no plan to help. They call another district office for Sade El Hawari, who says, animal abuse? Question mark. And he wrote, right now there are countless dogs suffering and dying on the streets of L.A., and L.A. leaders have talked more about bike lanes than enforcing laws to protect the dogs. And this has been going on now. I know since at least April we've been doing stories on this, because that's when a reporter from Channel 5 ran a story. So now it's 3 full months. He's posting this stuff constantly. It's gotten some media coverage, and there are still, well, I mean, look at the photos yourself. You can see the latest dead dog there. They're being bred. And if you remember the original reports, there's experiments being done on the dogs by the crazy vagrants, by the drug addicts. They're testing the drugs to see how powerful they are, because the drug addicts, don't want to die. So they test the drugs first out on the dog, and they see if the dog dies. And this has been going on for months and months. Tuccio actually called Sade El Hawari's office and said he talked to the most passive-aggressive guy in the world who had zero clue. When I asked him where I should send the ashes of the last dog we put down on Skid Row, he gasped and said, well, what kind of question is that? And Joey said, well, it's a question we have to ask every day. And then the guy hangs up. And on this particular day that he posted, Karen Bass's office didn't pick up. Isabel Jurado, the councilman, didn't pick up. Jimmy Gomez, congressman, didn't pick up. Oh, they did pick up. They're waiting on a statement. That's just, I didn't know there were this many people in public office who are psychopaths. I mean, if you don't have, there's a lot of people who have more compassion for animals than people. And Deborah's one of them. And but this is quite stunning, because they don't even fake it, because they don't think there's any consequences. Bass and Raman think they can continue their stupid contest and not suffer any consequences because they both made it. They rigged the voting just right, and they can just let the animals die. And they could keep wasting billions of dollars in tax money. And what are you going to do about it? All right. We don't, next segment, we don't do this often, but we are going to play a bit of a speech from the esteemed U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, and share some of the wise political wisdom that Schumer has accumulated in his many decades of service. That is next. You don't want to miss it. I'll just give you a hint. Apparently, while he was giving his wise words of political knowledge, he had a digestive issue. So you'll hear it all coming up. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. A brush fire has prompted evacuation warnings in Santa Clarita. The fires now burn close to 60 acres. LA Mayor Bass losing another one of her communications aides. We'll have more at the top of the hour. We will check the 14 in Santa Clarita next.
When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. They get a handshake, you get a handshake, they get a commission, and they're done. And you may never hear from them again. Well, maybe next year when it's time for renewal. Now, your business runs all year, and you have the gaps in coverage all year and the risk you're taking. That's all year, too. So that's what I'm telling you about SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complicated to just buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English. So you can see what's covered, what a concept, and what's not covered. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth, and you know exactly what needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com, supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Back to the 14 in Santa Clarita.
So the delays we're seeing on that northbound side of the 14 begin at the 5, and it remains pretty slow and heavy all the way to Plaza Rita Canyon Road. If you're traveling northbound to the left, you'll see the smoke from the Point Fire. And as a result of the Point Fire, you've got some road closures as well, including Soledad Canyon Road between Bouquet Canyon and Golden Valley Road. Now, on watch duty, they also mentioned that the Metrolink trains are shut down between Via Princesa and Newhall. Let's take a quick peek of the drive in downtown LA. A crash has been cleared out of the left lane on that 10 westbound before Maple, but you're pushing back off of the 5. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
I recently opened up a new account at Infinity Bank based in the OC, and it was by far the easiest process to switch my banking needs to them. Victor Guerrero is president at Infinity Bank, and he's going to talk to you anytime, any day. Call today. Here's his number, 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. He's a good guy, and they will do everything to make you satisfied with excellent customer service. They succeed in delivering value to you, and they will not nickel and dime you on any fees. If you're interested in switching to a new bank, call my guy, Victor, at Infinity Bank. Online, it's infinity.bank. The phone number again is 657-223-1000. Member FDIC.
This is three-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Cunol Turmeric.
High drama in the World Cup semifinal as Argentina got a goal in the 85th minute to tie England. And 6.5 minutes later in stoppage time, Lionel Messi with a beautiful setup for a Lautaro Martinez header. Argentina moves on with a 2-1 win. They'll face Spain on Sunday. The Brewers acquiring Lance McCullers Jr. and Colton Gordon in a deal with the Astros. I'm Frank Aaron.
Doctors recommend turmeric more than any other supplement for joint health. Cunol Ultra High Absorption Turmeric is the #1 form of turmeric. We're clinically tested to support joint health and healthy inflammation. Cunol, science-backed, trusted by millions.
This report is sponsored by AirTasker.
Moving day's going great until the couch won't fit through the door. That's when I turn to AirTasker. Post your task and find local help for packing, cleaning, furniture assembly, errands, and more. Go to airtasker.com or download the app.
AirTasker. Get anything done.
Worried about inflation, market volatility, or the weakening dollar? More Americans are turning to physical gold and silver to help diversify their retirement savings. Right now, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857 now to speak with a gold specialist. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offers a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mint coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped to $25,000 and credited to customer accounts. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Have you tried Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro but still feel stuck? Many patients lose some weight on injections only to plateau while still struggling with obesity, sleep apnea, reflux, diabetes, or joint pain. Plus, monthly medication costs add up, and many people regain weight after stopping treatment. West Medical's bariatric surgery might just provide the long-term solution you've been looking for. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 1-800-WEST-MED.
I feel incredible.
Nothing brings us together like celebrating a victory as a team. Play your part. Stay alert. Speak up. If you see something, say something. Report suspicious behavior to local law enforcement.
Curious how you would look? PlasticSurgeryUncensored.com. PlasticSurgeryUncensored.com.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that there are lots of things that can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's technicians are specially trained to diagnose what's causing your engine light to come on and fix it, no matter what it is. Keep your eyes on the road and your ears open for another episode of AMCO's Bet You Didn't Know.
AA MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
AMCO, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
Gary and Shannon.
Blue Shield gives $20 million to the governor, and he turns around and gives Blue Shield the $15 million contract to handle the vaccine rollout.
Corruption.
The fact that that was a shock to people is shocking to me.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KFI AM 640.
This is the kind of stuff that happens all the time in Sacramento.
They legalized it. Yeah, they look awful. Sure, it looks like I'm asking for influence to the tune of tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time, but it's not illegal.
But that's how out of touch Gavin Newsom is. He doesn't care what the optics are.
This is KFI. More stimulating talk. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the Gary and Shannon Show, Andy Reesmeyer in for Gary and Shannon. We're talking about how teenagers are using meta glasses to secretly record things. It's coming up tomorrow on Gary and Shannon.
John Kobylt Show, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We're on from 3 to 6. After 6 o'clock, John Kobylt Show on demand. If you miss anything, we're live on YouTube right now. Subscribe, become a member. Go to youtube.com/@JohnKobylt Show. Join the chat. And one more thing. Moist line is Friday, 877-MOIST-86. This is already Wednesday, right? 877-MOIST-86. Or use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. It's just fascinating how work days seem to move about 10 times faster than when I was on vacation last week. The days went pleasantly, very, very slowly. It's just, this is really seems way too fast. Actually working. Well, just life just zips by when you're busy, right?
Yeah.
But I stared into space enough. Right after 4 o'clock, Megan Barth is coming on from California Globe. This is another one, right? You know about the billions that have been blown on the non-existent high-speed rail. Well, now we've spent over $3 billion in Los Angeles on that People Mover at LAX. This is 2.25 miles of elevated track, over $3 billion. It's still not open to the public. It's $1.5 billion a mile. And now the contractor building the system is suing the city, claiming that LA World Airports, which is the agency that runs the airports, has breached contracts, has hidden the delays, is shifting blame around and creating obstacles. What's wrong with that? Airport's a disaster on its best day. It's been a disaster for years. Who are the vegetables on this Los Angeles World Airport? On the hierarchy, the power structure, the people with the titles. How could they be so bad so publicly for so long? And you still don't have the People Mover moving people. And we'll get into that with Megan Barth coming up. Now, we're going to take I break for a moment. The minority leader of the Senate, Democrat Chuck Schumer. Well, Chuck was doing one of those, it looks like a late-at-night speech. You know, what they often do to massage their own ego is they get up in front of an empty chamber, because I saw the video, and Chuck has nobody standing or sitting behind him. And sometimes these guys actually get out there at 2 a.m, because there are always cameras, and they get out at 2 a.m, and they give a speech for the record. And I guess they're hoping the video, gets clipped and is sent around social media. And they give a speech on one thing or another. There might be another reason that nobody sat behind Chuck while he did this speech. Listen real closely what went on.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war with Iran is that Vietnam was worse, a point Trump made yesterday, he reveals the scale of his failure.
There was a comment in there. Did you notice that? Play that again. It's right after the first few words.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war with Iran is that Vietnam was worse,
okay.
Point Trump.
Do we have that in isolation? That exact quote?
Oh, God. The guys, you guys are like, all of you are toddlers.
You are giggling away there.
Too. Yes, I know, but you should see the guys in the control room. Eric and Clay. They're like jumping around like ding-dongs.
Don't pull that. You were giggling. I can see how hard you're laughing in there, okay?
Oh, please.
Yeah. You can turn off your mic, but I get to see your real reactions. All right, let's give it one more round there. There you go.
I have to apologize, John. I had broccoli, some steamed broccoli in here. And
was that you? I thought it was Schumer.
No, that was. It did smell in here, so I didn't want you to think that I was farting, because I wasn't. It was my broccoli.
Oh, it's a broccoli.
Yes.
And broccoli is.
It does smell pretty bad.
It's horrible cooked broccoli, but it is worse coming out after you've eaten it.
Well, hopefully it won't come out anytime soon.
Digested broccoli is one of the worst odors. Maybe Schumer had some.
Maybe
could have been some Senate broccoli. All right, we come back. Megan Barth from California Globe. Come on, when's this going to stop? The People Mover. It's only 2.25 miles of track. They've been building it for years. It's way late. It's $3 billion for 2.25 miles. And it's really nothing. It's just a little tram. And now the contractor that's building the system is suing the city. Megan Barth, California Globe, will explain this when we come back. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Brush fire in Santa Clarita. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The brush fire in Santa Clarita has now burned more than 50 acres, and an evacuation warning has been issued. Crews with the LA County Fire Department are continuing efforts to suppress the point fire as they deal with actually some windy conditions over there. Department spokesperson Keith Navarre tells KTLA they're using a variety of tools to try to get the upper hand.
We're using with the helicopters, using the camp crews on scene, which only have hand tools, and then we have other crews that have water.
The fire started just after 1:30 this afternoon. Today is expected to be the peak of the first major heat wave of the summer. In Southern California, inland temps are expected to be well into the triple digits and 10 to 17 degrees above normal. An extreme heat warning remains in place through 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Some valleys like Woodland Hills could see highs of 105 to 110 degrees. Can't wait to go home. The heat is combining with a surge of monsoonal moisture, making for sticky conditions. Humidity levels in downtown LA are expected to reach 50 to 55%. LA Mayor Bass is losing another one of her communications aides.
Director of Communications Colby Lee joined Bass's office in February and is the fourth spokesman to leave in recent months.
Losing 4 spokespeople in just a few months, that's that doesn't happen.
Cal State Dominguez Hills political science professor Christopher Hallenbrook says that's not a good sign for the health of a campaign or an organization. Colby's resigning to spend more time with his loved ones.
Resigning to spend more time with family often is code for we're fired, but they don't want that involved. It's just not credible in any way.
Mark Ronner, KFI News.
The search for 3 people missing from a capsized boat that sank in the San Francisco Bay will be suspended at sunset. Deputy Commander of the U.S. Coast Guard in San Francisco, Captain Jared Tosco, says searchers have spent 24 hours searching hundreds of nautical miles using boats and aircraft, but couldn't find them.
Suspending an active search is one of the most difficult things we do as Coast Guard commanders. I don't take that responsibility lightly at all.
The 3-deck vessel carrying mostly family members for a memorial service was almost fully underwater with the motor still running and leaking fuel yesterday when rescue crews arrived. Actress Davy Chase died homeless in L.A., but she left behind a 6-figure estate.
Chase, known for her role in The Ring, died on June 17th at the age of 35. She was reportedly living in an RV near Skid Row. Probate court documents say she left behind about $400,000 in personal property. Chase died without a will and was only survived by her parents. Her mother has filed a court petition to become the administrator of her daughter's estate. Daniel Martindale, KFI News.
Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco has announced he's running for re-election after his losing run for governor. He also said yesterday he supports former Huntington Beach City Attorney Michael Gates for Attorney General. Bianco did not show the same support for fellow Republican Steve Hilton for governor.
I'm concentrating on my job as sheriff, making Riverside County better. Michael Gates is a huge part of that. I can't do it. I can't make Riverside County better if I have the same obstructionist Attorney General at the state level. So my priority right now is Michael Gates.
Bianco came in 4th in the June primary. The trash police may be headed to towns in California.
A sweeping California climate law aimed at reducing methane gas by diverting organic waste from landfills requires local governments to take steps to police what people are throwing away. The city of Sacramento has already deployed the so-called trash cops, and they claim they've seen a high level of non-compliance. Officials say no fines will be issued, but residents may receive notes from city workers with feedback about their trash. Jason Campidonia, KFI News.
The nominee to be the new CDC director, Erica Schwartz, has told a confirmation hearing today she aims to serve with integrity.
If I'm confirmed as a CDC director, the nation's health and well-being will take primacy, and I will never compromise on that.
She told the hearing she won't have a problem letting the administration know if any of its health policies are potentially harmful to people. And a 300-year-old border crossing is no more.
Gibraltar at the southern tip of Spain has been under British control since 1713 when a land border divided the two countries. In 1909, a fence accentuated the international border. In 2016, Brexit happened and Britain left the European Union. But since then, talks with Britain have resulted in an open border between Spain and Gibraltar. The physical border has now been removed, allowing tourists, goods, Spaniards, and the 30 to 40,000 Gibraltarians to freely cross back and forth. Officials say facial recognition cameras have taken the place of the fence. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Heading over to the 5 next.
Lasting Smiles dental implants. And you need a dental implant if you have rotting, decayed, missing, damaged, broken teeth. This is the time. Get a dental implant, and Lasting Smiles has the Summer Smile Special. You'll get a free comprehensive dental exam, full 3D imaging, custom treatment plan, payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. Mention KFI or John, and you get the deal, the Summer Smile Special from LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, highs mid-80s to low 90s. Metro LA, upper 90s to around 105 in the valleys and the IE. It's going to be windy again in the IE, 90s to around 102 and windy again in the high desert. 70s to around 80 at the beaches, low to upper 80s inland OC. Right now it's 90 in Tustin, 75 in Laguna Beach, 98 in Chatsworth, and it's 95 in Van Nuys. The KFI Financial Update brought to you by Supersure, supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed up 150, S&P 500 up 29, and NASDAQ up 162. Stall on the 5 in Boyle Heights.
It's along the northbound side, just past Cesar Chavez. That's where the right lane has been blocked. They're trying to scoot that off to the shoulder. Delays on the 5 northbound. Well, it is backing up overall out of commerce, getting away from Washington. You have delays beyond as you continue all the way into Burbank, looking better past Burbank Boulevard. And let's continue northbound. This is up along the 14 in Santa Clarita. That drive's going to be slow moving, leaving the 5. You're on the brakes all the way through Placerita Canyon Road, and another closure in effect due to the Point Fire. The road of Soledad Canyon Road, we had reports that eastbound lanes between Bouquet Canyon and Golden Valley Road were off limits. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
With Norwegian Cruise Line, you don't have to choose. Incredible beaches and world-class dining, jungle backdrops, and poolside lounging. Book your Mexican Riviera cruise sailing from LA or San Diego. Visit NCL.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. The difference between a HELOC and an HEI is more than spelling. A HELOC means monthly payments. A Splatero HEI doesn't. A HELOC has strict requirements. A Splatero HEI only requires a 500 minimum credit score with no income requirement. Visit SPLITERO.com today and access your home's equity.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena. Streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
KFI AM 640.
An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We're on from 3 to 6 every day, the John Kobylt Show. And after 6 o'clock is the podcast, John Kobylt Show on demand. It's the same as radio show. You listen to what you missed. And you can watch us live on YouTube. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. And we got the video up and running right this minute. So you can watch and you can join the chat along the side. And the People Mover is what they call it. It's also called Skylink at LAX. And this is something that most major airports have. I think every major airport or medium-sized airport I've been to has one of these. And it's simple. It's a tram. It's 2.25 miles. And whenever it's ready to go, it's going to connect the LA Metro Transit Center, which is where some of the trains will come to, and then take you to the terminals, all of them. They're going to have a new rental car center. They're also you're going to be able to go to parking garages. You're going to be able to go to a center where they have the taxis and the Ubers and the Lyfts and the buses, right? And it's all going to be interconnected. Again, decades late from other major airports. And it's still not ready. It's $1 billion over budget. It's costing almost $3.5 billion for 2.25 miles. It's an elevated train. If you haven't been to the airport, it's an elevated tram. And now the contractor building the system is suing the city, is suing Los Angeles World Airports. Now, I don't know how everything could be so screwed up. And they got a lot of complaints. And to sort this out, we're going to talk with Megan Barth, who did a story in CaliforniaGlobe.com. Another California rail disaster is the headline. Over $1 billion per mile. And the contractor is suing the city. Megan, how are you?
I'm doing great, John. How are you?
What has gone wrong with this?
Oh, that's always the $1 million question, isn't it? Especially when it comes to rail in LA or pretty much anything that's not functioning in LA. You have to ask yourself why. And, this whole Skylink disaster, we might never see it in our lifetimes. I don't have much hope. But nonetheless, what happened is that the contractor, through this public and private partnership, which started in 2019, the total projected cost, including 25 years of maintenance, was $1.9 billion.
Oh, including 25 years of maintenance.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, it's ballooned, not even just to include maintenance. This is just to get one train running. And they're really not trains. They're like trolleys. They're like elevated trolleys. If you've been to, like you said, any airport, you know a tram system.
Yeah.
Now it's ballooned to nearly $3.5 billion of cost. And the contractor is basically saying that this partnership with the LA city government, including the LADWP, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, who's not being sued as they are wrapped up under the city umbrella. But there are acts and omissions by the government that is specifically forcing the developer into potential insolvency. The LAWA, which is the Los Angeles World Authority, has caused numerous project delays that is costing the developer $115 million that he's going to have to pay come October of this year.
And what are they doing that's costing the contractor $115 million extra? Because usually, if you're making change orders, the agency making the change orders has to pay.
So what the contractor contends in the complaint is that LAWA concealed errors of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. And one of those was an electrical outage, a long-term electrical outage, which then they blamed the contractor for. But after investigations by the contractor, I guess, and others, they found that LADWP basically was responsible for the power outage. Also, the LADWP had misdesigned power feeder cables and failed to do a coordination study, which then also delayed the project. So as you know, perhaps if you've ever been in construction or familiar with remodeling a house, any delay costs money. And so all of these concealments withheld from the contractor, which then they shifted the blame onto the contractor, has cost the contractor money, because time is money. He also says that the project delay, the developer could, so it says, if LAWA, the Los Angeles World Authority, acted as it was required under the contract and did not manufacture delay to the project, the developer could complete construction by the deadline of October 8th. But because they were not acting in good faith or fair dealing in accordance to the terms of the contract, the intentional misconduct by the city LAWA made this lawsuit necessary. The contractor claims the city altered drawings, stonewalled resolutions, refused payments and timeline extensions, and the list goes on and on. And the contractor warns of potential catastrophic consequences.
Catastrophic consequences like the Skylink collapsing, malfunctioning? I mean, are people with some structural issues or?
No, he says it would include the contract termination, so there would not be any, I guess, completed track or tram under his watch, and massive lender repayment. So that's the $115 million that the contractor had to lend in order to keep the project going. Or borrow.
Right. So this would delay the opening of this Skylink for how long? Indefinitely?
That I don't believe was mentioned. I simply just read the contract and some of the I don't know that it was mentioned that it would delay it for how long. I mean, it's already been delayed. This was supposed to take off years ago.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. I've seen a test. I'll see one of the trams slowly rolling down the rail. I haven't seen that in a while, but earlier this year there was a day or two I was there and I saw it. So I thought they were getting close.
Yeah, it was supposed to be completed by the World Cup. Mm-hmm. That was the whole design.
I think they have 2 days, right?
Yeah. Good luck with that. But this harkens back to the high-speed rail, right?
Yeah.
I mean, It's just amazing the amount of money.
I mean, is everybody in LA government just stupid, or is this part of the massive corruption? I mean, how do you make that many errors? And it seems like if what the contractor's saying is true, a lot of bad faith, intentionally covering things up.
Correct. You can't form a partnership if your partner is acting in bad faith, withholding things from you, altering documents, not signing documents. That's certainly not a business deal I would ever get in. And this contractor is obviously regretting this decision as he filed a lawsuit last week. But government moves. Whatever moves, government taxes it. Government doesn't move.
I just don't know what these people do all day.
Exactly. It's just redundancy on top of incompetency.
All right,
so
Megan.
you have this redundant incompetency
Megan Barth, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And we will talk more about this. CaliforniaGlobe.com, another California rail disaster. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Forward progress on that brush fire in Santa Clarita has been stopped. And a new video shows an ICE agent in Ventura pepper spraying a car carrying community activists. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go back to the 14 next.
I recently opened a new account at Infinity Bank in the OC. It was the easiest process to switch banks. Call my guy, Victor Guerrero, the president, at 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. Infinity Bank.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Back to the 14 in Santa Clarita.
These delays are still filling in North 14, leaving the 5, and it remains heavy all the way to Soledad Canyon Road. We've got some pocket delays ahead on approach to Sand Canyon as well. And to piggyback on what Deborah just mentioned, as far as the forward progress being stopped for the Point Fire, also reported is that Metrolink service will resume through that area shortly. And let's also check out the drive as you make your way through Boyle Heights. They're getting a stalled car out of the right lane, 5 northbound past Cesar Chavez. Delays are still stacking up overall out of Commerce. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, the system is rigged against you, and Sweet James is here to fix it. Don't take on the legal system alone. Sweet James has helped thousands of injured accident victims get back what their accident took from them. Call Sweet James Accident Attorneys for a free case review. You call 1-800-9-MILLION or go to sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Sometimes running a successful commercial contracting business means having too many mundane tasks to manage and too little time to keep your business growing. ServiceTitan offers AI-powered tools and automations that seamlessly connect and orchestrate your workflow, start to finish. From the back office to the field, across every job, every site, and every task. ServiceTitan gives commercial contractors powerful features to boost efficiency and take their businesses to the next level. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades. Visit servicetitan.com today to learn more.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports. Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com. Brittany Griner had 20 points and 6 assists. Aaliyah Edwards had 21 points off the bench. And the Connecticut Sun bested the Portland Fire 90-87 on Tuesday. Fire next play the Washington Mystics in D.C. tonight, while the Sun traveled to Phoenix to take on the Mercury on Friday night. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcast.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by Habit.
The new $5 Gotta Have It wraps. The chicken Caesar, the chicken avocado ranch, or the barbecue chicken. All wrapped up in a freshly toasted tortilla. The new $5 Gotta Have It wraps. Have it fresh like that. With Limited time only. Price and participation varies. Tax extra. Terms at habitburger.com.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move, or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to.
Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves.
They are people who buy from people and will provide custom solutions that work for your needs.
They offer and will buy with cash, and they can close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out.
It's just a great offer and easy that's going to give you peace of mind so you can walk away happy.
So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no obligation offer today.
888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS.
888-321-2747 and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 019-61658. Providence Realty DRE number 019-15212.
Love your legs again. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Protect your retirement with gold and silver. Call Golden Crest Metals. 888-447-7857.
Have questions about plastic surgery? Get trusted answers from Dr. Raman at plasticsurgeryuncensored.com.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Nothing brings us together like celebrating a victory as a team. Play your part. Stay alert. Speak up. If you see something, say something. Report suspicious behavior to local law enforcement.
A champion will be crowned.
That is a wondrous goal!
And every remaining goal,
magical
and save,
what a save! Unbelievable stuff!
Can be heard for free on the iHeartRadio app thanks to Fox Sports.
What a moment in the tournament!
All the drama.
Spain will play in the FIFA World Cup final.
One champion.
The referee blows the full-time whistle.
Don't miss a moment. Download the free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup update.
Argentina's quest to become the first repeat World Cup champion in over 60 years continues as they rally to beat England 2-1.
Lautaro Martinez! Stop! It's time! Go-ahead goal for Argentina!
Argentina was down 1-0 in the 85th minute before scoring two quick goals to take the lead. They'll face Spain in the final on Sunday.
Download the iHeartRadio app for live Fox coverage of every game.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Wherever you drive in Southern California, there's a camera tracking you.
If you're already being watched, shouldn't you get paid like the internet models do?
California thinks so too. So what are you worth?
You'll find your value tomorrow, starting at noon on Monks and Merrill on air and on demand with the iHeartRadio app.
$1,000 giveaway.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. That's BANK. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash.
KFI.
Did they say bank? Is that what they said? Bank? Enter that word at KFIAM640.com/cash. If you win, you'll get an email. Check your junk and spam folder. And there's a new keyword every hour, every weekday. Starts at 9 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. And next chance to win with us is next hour at 5:20 to be exact, more or less, here on KFI. I was just looking up. We had Megan Barth on from California Globe because there's another rail disaster. And I don't mean a crash. I mean, the way high-speed rail doesn't exist. We've had this rail system 2.25 miles. And like she said, it's not even really a train. It's a tram. And it's to connect the terminals with parking garages and metro trains and, a parking area for the taxis and Ubers and Lyfts, all that, right? Everything would be connected, just like every other airport in the country of any decent size. And we never had it. And this is being built for years. It's way behind schedule. It's way over budget. I couldn't believe what she said. It was supposed to be a little less than $2 billion to build, and that included 25 years of maintenance. And now just building it is almost $3.5 billion, and it's still not done. And now the reason Megan was on was the contractor says, I'm going to be going out of business because the LA World Airport Authority, Los Angeles World Airports, they've made so many mistakes, made so many changes, covered up so much nonsense that the contractor, it's called Linksys, might be going out of business. So they've sued, and a judge is going to hear the case later this year. It's the Skylink Automated People Mover. Why is everything a disaster? So we always talk generically about these agencies like the Los Angeles World Airports, right? Oh, who is in charge of that? Well, it's some guy named John Ackerman. He's the CEO. Why isn't he being grilled? Isn't this something that you know how in Washington, D.C., it's like everybody who serves in an administration, no matter whose administration, ends up getting grilled before Senate and House committees about one thing or another. Why isn't this guy getting grilled? Shouldn't the city council be saying what the F? John Ackerman. So he's the CEO. Needs a shave. I'm looking at his publicity photo. I don't like those guys. I don't like those guys with their 3-day cool stubble, open-necked shirt. Don't like that look. So he used to have an executive position with the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And I'm trying to read his resume here. It just looks like a lot of technological gobbledygook. But I don't understand why. I don't understand why they can't get this train open. Tram. It's not that complicated. I mean, it's supposed to only take 10 minutes to go from beginning to end. And there's supposed to be one showing up for you every 2 minutes, just like every other airport. And I've seen it tested a couple of times, but I guess it's not finished. And why do they do business this way? And I'm not saying specifically Ackerman, but he's the CEO, right? But I don't know what's going on. What kind of a place is he running? Who's working under him? In fact, let me see who else is here. Jacob Adams, Deputy Executive Director. Diego Alvarez, Deputy Executive Director of Capital Planning. Oh, it sounds like he'd be involved, huh? Marla Blevins, Chief Airport Administrative Officer. So why can't these people get it done? Michael Christensen, Chief Airport Development Officer. I guess these are the stooges at the meetings. Why aren't they being hounded by the media saying, what are you doing? Why is it $1.5 billion over budget? Why is the contractor saying they're going to be going insolvent? Why? Nobody asks. Megan Barth is covering this from Sacramento all by herself. I'm looking at all these heads. They're completely anonymous. I'm sure they bounced around. Most of the guys need a shave. I'm sure they bounced around from one airport job to the other, and then they land in L.A. and everybody gets stupid. I don't know. All right, we've got a lot more coming up. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Forward progress on that brush fire in Santa Clarita has been stopped. It's now 32% surrounded. It did threaten homes and prompted authorities to issue an evacuation warning. The point fire started around 1:40 this afternoon on Center Point Parkway near Golden Valley Road. The National Weather Service says we can expect some cooler temps in Southern California starting tomorrow. It says today is the hottest day of the week, and the mercury will go above 100 degrees in some places, like the I-5 corridor on the Grapevine. Meteorologists say a ridge of high pressure combined with monsoonal air is what has caused this week's heat wave. Some parts of the U.S. are monitoring air quality today after some areas in the Midwest reported hazy skies from wildfires burning hundreds of miles away. ABC's Leslie Lopez says a lot of smoke is being moved across the U.S. by a jet stream.
Anywhere from Minneapolis, this is Duluth to Marquette, all the way down into Green Bay. You're looking at really heavy smoke. This is all happening. 830 wildfires are burning in Canada.
She says very poor air quality will be the case tomorrow from Boston all the way to Washington, D.C. The news is brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite. A new video shows an ICE agent in Ventura pepper spraying a car carrying community activists.
The activists are members of VC Defensa, a group that alerts residents when immigration agents are operating in the area. They were tracking the ICE agent's movements on Tuesday morning when he stopped in the middle of the road on an exit from the southbound 101 freeway and approached their car. The video shows the ICE agent with his mask on give a small wave and walk away after deploying pepper spray. It happened on the same week the Department of Homeland Security announced it was pulling back on most vehicle stops nationwide after two deadly incidents, one in Texas and one in Maine. Daniel Martindale, KFI News.
President Trump says time's running out for Iran after the U.S. wrapped up another round of airstrikes near the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Karen Travers says Trump's threatening to go after infrastructure in Iran if it doesn't make a deal.
He has said this repeatedly, but notable that this comes as the United States has, of course, escalated the strikes against Iran over the past week.
Trump also says he wants to see Israeli forces get out of southern Lebanon and to see the Syrian government get more involved. And genetic genealogy has helped to identify a teenager killed in a crash in Riverside County nearly 50 years ago. 18-year-old Mark Smith was one of 5 teen passengers in a Volkswagen Beetle when the driver lost control, crossed the center divider, and collided with another car. The driver survived, but told cops he'd only met the unidentified teen and didn't know him. Relatives of others killed in the crash also didn't know him. Money from the DOJ's missing persons DNA program allowed for the remains to be tested, and that generated leads that led to Smith's ID. We're going to the 210 next.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be this big hassle. You go with Seller's Advantage and you can skip the real estate agents and their commissions and any costly repairs because Seller's Advantage will buy your house as is for cash at a fair, competitive price. Here's what Chris Chavez had to say, a real Seller's Advantage customer. Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected. The whole process was great. They were helpful. I can't say enough about the experience. Get your free no-obligation offer today. You call Seller's Advantage, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 0196-1658, Providence Realty DRE 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs mid-80s to low 90s for Metro LA. Upper 90s to around 105 in the valleys and the IE. It's going to be windy again in the IE. 90s to around 102 and windy again for the high desert. Low 70s or actually 70s to around 80 at the beaches. Low to upper 80s for inland OC. Right now it's 85 in San Juan Capistrano and 90 in Staten. Slow on the 210 in Pasadena.
It's the eastbound side, and that's where travel slows down, leaving the 134 freeway. We're seeing delays that become slower and slower as you make your way into Irwindale. The drive finally opening up past Irwindale Avenue, but you still have some heavy stretches as you roll towards Foothill Boulevard. Also, let's look at the drive out of Monterey Park, the eastbound side of the 10. That slows leaving the 710 freeway. You're on the breaks and stretches all the way to Azusa. And the 60 eastbound loading up out of East LA from the 5 freeway as you continue in stretches all the way out into Diamond Bar. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Declare your independence from dated, tired windows. This July, American Vision Windows is offering you a savings of $1,776 off new windows. New windows not only lower your energy bills, but lock in comfort year-round and give your home a curb appeal boost that your neighbors will notice. With 25 years and more than 1 million windows installed, American Vision Windows is California's most trusted window replacement company, and they're employee-owned. Every employee has a personal stake in getting your project right. So you're going to get a smooth process, most projects completed in just one day. You will not be living in a construction zone. And this month, your project is going to cost a lot less, but you have to book it by July 31st. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or see the website for details. That would be AmericanVisionWindows.com or call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
Would you take 15 seconds to save 15% to freshen your breath? Go to Zelmans.com and use the code SAVE. That's ZELMINS.com. Use the code SAVE for fresh, clean breath for hours.
Wilshire Law Firm. Born in L.A., built in L.A., fighting for L.A. We stand up for the people who make it great. Wilshire Law Firm is in Los Angeles, California.
Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event is here with our most efficient lineup that's bigger than ever. With hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and fully electric vehicles to keep your summer moving. Go farther in the all-hybrid Camry. Take on more adventures with RAV4 plug-in hybrid. Or experience all-electric performance in the all-new CHR. More choices, more ways to go farther. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Everything you need to find your perfect Toyota is right at your fingertips at Toyota.com. Explore our full lineup of vehicles. Compare features side by side. Search our available inventory. You can even find the best local offers. Everything you need is just a few clicks away on Toyota.com. So for your next Toyota car, truck, or SUV, just visit Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Incogni removes your info from databases used by scammers. Incogni.com/KFI for 60% off.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen K is a new podcast. Confessions, impossible dilemmas, and advice that hits home. Catch every episode on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Have a termite problem? You must act fast. Call Ecola at 1-800-332-BUGS.
Listen up, CalFresh customers. The LA County Department of Public Social Services wants to help you stay eligible and informed. As of June 1st, new work requirements apply to some CalFresh customers ages 18 to 64. You may meet them by working 20 hours a week, joining an approved job training program, completing volunteer hours, or participating in workfare or CalFresh employment training. Some customers may qualify for an exemption. Contact your eligibility worker to learn more. Visit dpss.lacounty.gov.
Way back in 1440, Gutenberg's printing press sounded terrible. In 1922, Earl C. Anthony created KFI. KFI in Los Angeles. It also sounded terrible. But now, KFI on the iHeartRadio app brings you digital sound. From the dulcet tones of Tim Conway Jr. Ding dong! To the warm, comforting siren song that is Shannon Farren. If you haven't heard KFI on the free iHeartRadio app, you haven't heard KFI.
Broadcasting with 50,000 watts of power.
Live everywhere in living color on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI 8640. We're stimulating talk radio. Live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. I don't know how many other slogans we have. You can watch us on YouTube live right now. I do know that. And we'll be on until 6. And the podcast are released after 6 o'clock. We just went through some of the colossal stupidity of the people running the Los Angeles World Airport system at LAX because of the People Mover. It seems the whole thing is stalled out. It's supposed to be open for the World Cup. And now the contractor is suing, claiming they're headed for insolvency because of the idiocy of the executives at the LA World Airport. Here is more government worker idiocy. Again, I guess the bottom 10% end up working in government. Whether it's clerical or executive positions, it's the bottom 10%. And you end up with, I guess, a critical mass of bottom 10%ers. And eventually the whole system collapses. Now, the DMV has been a cesspool of the worst government workers for a long time. It's always been a joke. Here's the latest atrocity. According to the LA Times, the DMV has sent letters to 11,000 drivers who had passed the written test, saying that, well, you didn't pass the written test and you have to retake. claiming abnormalities were detected in their results. Now, what would that possibly be? Abnormalities. When you go take the test, aren't you? How do they do it?
I haven't done it in I don't even know how many years.
Because is it electronic? Are you on a screen, or is you filling?
Is that what you do now?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I got my driver's license last week, so it's a test. You go in, it's a screen, maybe 30, 40 questions.
But is it like you have to fill in a circle? You got to fill in a circle.
Yeah, you click on it.
So how could there be irregularities for that? So 11,000 people are upset, and they don't know why. DMV spokesperson says these irregularities are test taker related. They're saying the test takers cheated, and I don't know how you can cheat. They said it's not a technical issue. It's not an artificial intelligence malfunction. Well, they have no real intelligence there. They did routine internal monitoring. Some of the individuals may have tried to circumvent the testing process using various cheating methods. Well, I mean, how do you cheat?
I don't know. Clay, do you know?
Well, I did fail it the first time. I took it the first time. It said, you did not pass. I go, okay, can I take it again? They go, yeah, I took it again. But it tells you every time you get a question wrong what the right answer is. So,
and then you can correct the answer?
By the time I took the second test, I knew all the answers.
Juwan Kim said she was shocked. She got a DMV letter almost a year after she had passed the exam. She's a Korean immigrant. Her second language is English. And she said she studied. And then she went to take the Fullerton DMV test after getting the letter. And somebody stood over her the entire time, constantly looking and watching. And she failed. And they canceled her license on the spot. And they never told her why the original test was invalidated. That's the thing. They canceled these these licenses, said, these tests are invalidated, but never explained why. David Specht retook his test. He got the DMV letter. He thinks it was flagged because he completed it quickly. And he completed the second test quickly. I guess they're not used to people.
It has to be a cheating thing. And people are using AI, I'm assuming, to help answer the questions. I don't know if you have your phone. If no one is standing over you, you can ask your phone. Ask Chat GPT.
So why don't they have somebody like we had in school? Just somebody looking around to make sure nobody's got a phone or an iPad.
Well, maybe those people aren't coming to work. They don't have enough people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe they're trying to monitor tests by working from home.
Yes, remotely.
Yes. They're in their underwear and fluffy slippers at the kitchen table. Specht says at the end of the day, they just punish people who are either fast test takers or know the material. Well, isn't that bizarre? If you actually studied and you're good at memorizing the answers, which is the whole point, right? The only way to pass a test is to study and memorize the answers. Well, then you do it, but if you're too good at it, then they say, well, you cheated. Well, no. Only the government can come up with this because the government's filled with stupid people. And a smart person entering a stupid person's world, good luck.
Unless people really did cheat.
Yeah, unless maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe I'm being a dunce. I mean, I know I have a few friends, and they're professors or assistants at colleges, and they know the kids have their an iPad or they have a phone tucked away in their book, and I always say, well, then monitor it and take the phone away. Why is that so hard? I feel like we've been fighting this fight for 15 years. So don't allow phones, don't allow iPads. There was a whole story the other day how a professor, I don't know if I did this story on the air. I was telling it to somebody maybe. Sometimes I can't remember what's real and what's on the show. But like 96% of the kids either passed or the average score was 96 because they'd all used AI. They went home and used AI. And so, well, don't use it. Don't let them take the test at home. Oh, now we're going to do something drastic. We're going to hold the test in the classroom. Whoa, what do you know? I got to find that story.
Yeah, you didn't do it on the air.
No, I didn't do it on the air. I saved it and I never got around to it. I probably threw it out. I'll find it. If I can find it, I'll do it next because that was eye-opening because this was like a high-end school and the professors were stumped as to what to do here. It's like, just do it.
How are you stumped?
I don't know. I don't know any of this. I don't think college professors are as bright as they used to be either. I don't know where the smart people all went. You know what? They all went into tech. Like every smart person in America, every young smart guy went into tech. And they're not distributed through the rest of the industries anymore. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI Newsroom.
Here is the latest forward progress on that brush fire we were talking to you about in Santa Clarita has been stopped. And Vice President Vance says the administration absolutely mishandled communications about the Epstein files. We'll have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 5 next.
GiveMeTheVIN.com, where you can sell your car in a hot minute. You got to try it. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com. Their offers beat CarMax and Carvana offers every day. And if they can't beat it, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com. We'll get.
Take two.
I think we got to rewrite this line again. GiveMeTheVIN.com. We'll get you your check on the spot. Super easy, super fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs ranging from the 70s to around 105. This report brought to you by AutoZone from your Toyota dealers traffic center. We make it easy, slow on the 5 in Burbank.
The southbound, I'm looking at the southbound side of that 5, and it's slowing from Alameda, delays all the way to the 605 freeway. Even the 605 is slowing this afternoon, northbound out of Norwalk from the 105 freeway all the way to the 10, and southbound slowing in stretches. This is getting away from just about Lower Azusa Road, getting out of Irwindale. You remain on the brakes all the way to the 5 in Santa Fe Springs with Southern California's most accurate traffic reports. I'm Angel Martinez.
I recently opened up a new account at Infinity Bank based in Orange County, and it was by far the easiest process to switch my banking needs to them. Talk to Victor Guerrero, good guy, president at Infinity Bank. He'll talk to you anytime, any day. You call him. Here's the number, 657-223-1000. And they'll do everything to make you satisfied with excellent customer service. And they succeed in delivering value to you, and they won't nickel and dime you on any fees. If you're interested in switching to a new bank, call my guy, Victor at Infinity Bank. 653-223-1000. Online, infinity.bank. Member FDIC.
The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
This report is sponsored by Alliant University. Be ready for when it's real.
At Alliant University, we educate you and prepare you for licensure and credentialing in therapy, social work, nursing, teaching, so that you're ready to take what drives you and make it real, like only you can. That's our community at work. Alliant.edu.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offers a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium minted coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped to $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
I was standing in line at the grocery store when a little boy looked at me and said, "Mommy, why does that lady have crayon marks on her legs?" He was talking about my varicose veins, and I was mortified. With summer coming, I knew I couldn't keep hiding them, so I called West Medical. They were kind, understanding, and their treatments are quick, effective, and have little to no downtime. Best of all, most PPO insurance plans are accepted. Call 1-800-WEST-MED for your free, no-obligation consultation, or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible, 'cause I call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that there are lots of things that can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's technicians are specially trained to diagnose what's causing your engine light to come on and fix it, no matter what it is. Keep your eyes on the road and your ears open for another episode of AMCO's Bet You Didn't Know.
AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Duncan Newman, owner of Newman Windows and Doors.
And I'm Maria Newman. When you choose Newman, you get more than new windows. You get our 7-point promise. Certified craftsmen only, no subcontractors, transparent pricing guaranteed, and more.
Right now, buy 2 Milgard vinyl windows and get 1 Milgard window free, plus our lifetime installation guarantee. At Newman, we finish it right. Period. No excuses.
Ask about our fire recovery program, 8777-NEWMAN or newmanwindows.com.
Restrictions apply. License number 570472. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
Wake Up Call with Amy King.
KFI Radio, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Amy King with KFI's Wake Up Call. How do you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
The Eagle has landed, and its name is Amy King.
Wake Up Call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
A thriller in the extreme. iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every remaining match of FIFA World Cup 2026.
All the way up to the final, July 19th. The games are live
And for free, just download the iHeartRadio app now.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
On the next Bill Handel Show, the FIFA World Cup wraps up this Sunday. Will the U.S. have postpartum depression? How many people are going to be jumping off that top deck? That's coming up tomorrow morning after 7 on the next Bill Handel Show.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. Moist line is Friday, 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86. Coming up after 5 o'clock, we are going to talk to Anne Marie Schubert, the new president and CEO of the Criminal Justice Legal Foundation, former district attorney for the Sacramento County. And what she's trying to do, filing a lawsuit to block new parole regulations. You know, in most states, when murderers are sentenced to life in prison, life without parole, they serve life without parole. But in California, as you know, they can retire as a prisoner and get out relatively early. So Anne Marie Schubert wants to end this garbage. We'll talk to her about it coming up. All right, I found the story. And it's what I said. This is Brown University, an economics professor named Robert Serrano. This is in a magazine called Inside Higher Education. So Professor Serrano has this class called Welfare Economics and Social Choice Theory, which by itself sounds like nonsense.
It wouldn't be I wouldn't take that class.
Yeah, you're not going to get a useful job with this. Well, he advertised, I guess he wanted to goose up the enrollment. that you're going to get take-home exams, okay, and ended up with triple the normal enrollment. Triple. Of course he did.
It's an easy A.
It's an easy A, and everybody said, oh, then I'll take the exam home and run it through AI.
Exactly.
And that's what they did. The average grade on the midterm exam was a 96.
96? It should have been 100.
Well, there's always one dope who doesn't know how to
Can't
work.
figure out chat
GPT.
GPT.
Yeah. So he was alarmed by how consistent all the grades were. So he
This
went.
is a Brown professor?
This Brown professor, Roberto Serrano. I don't know, maybe a DEI guy. Serrano challenged the class to prove him wrong by taking an in-class final. The class responded with silence. And then 18 students dropped the class. 9 more students stayed but didn't take the final exam. So among the students that took the exam, 3 of them got a 0. The average score was 48. Now, it used to be the average final exam score was never below 65, and then he would grade everybody on a curve. Very few students scored the way they did on the midterm. So he voided out the midterm and said the final exam would be worth 80% of the grade.
But that's not fair. That's bait and switch because he said one thing, and that's why people enrolled.
Yeah, and he was too stupid to realize what would happen. Also, any student that scored 40 or higher passed. 40? When did 40 become the passing grade?
I don't know.
I remember it being 60 or 70 when I was in school.
I feel gypped.
Yeah, that was the old century back in the 1900s where they had standards. The olden days, like you had to get a 60 or a 70. Now it's a 40, and 19 students failed anyway. They couldn't even get the 40. All right, and virtually everybody was using AI. There's just a handful.
I mean, of course, you have to know that.
Yeah.
I would. If I got a take-home test, I'd do all my homework. I'd use Chat GPT.
So I know 3 people who work at universities and they teach classes, and they've all told me the exact same story separately, that everything's AI, everybody's in effect cheating. And my response is like, so why doesn't the university ban this practice? Just make them sit in the room with pen and paper, and they have to write their essay by hand, or they have to do the multiple choice by hand, or whatever the test is about. Why is it so complicated? Clearly, everybody's going to cheat. Almost everybody's going to cheat.
Everybody, because if you don't, it's an unfair advantage that everybody else has.
If you're competing with everyone who's cheating,
yeah,
and you end up with a 95 and they have 100, they're going to grade on a curve, and you're going to be the failure.
Yep.
Brown University, Ivy League, probably $80,000 a year. All right, we come back. We're going to talk about we're going to talk to Anne Marie Schubert, president of the Criminal Justice Legal Foundation. Enough with the murderers sentenced to life being retired and let out early. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Under control. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. That brush fire in Santa Clarita burned about 50 acres, prompted an evacuation warning before its forward progress was stopped. Around 170 firefighters from the LA County Fire Department were able to get control of the point fire with the help of water-dropping helicopters. Department spokesperson Keith Navarre told KTLA their efforts were helped by fire breaks that were put in place before the fire season even started.
There's a lot of prepared, proactive things and prevention things that we do before the fire season, and you're seeing some benefits of that.
As well as temperatures topping 100 degrees, firefighters also had to deal with windy conditions. Southern California can expect to get some cooler weather starting tomorrow. The National Weather Service says today will be the hottest day of the week, with temps topping 100 degrees in some places. Meteorologist Brian Lewis tells KFI It'll definitely be cooler by the weekend.
Cooler is somewhat of a stretch for this time of year, but certainly closer to normal, right around normal by Friday, Saturday, and even actually a few degrees below normal.
He says the hot conditions we've got now are being caused by a ridge of high pressure that's been building for the last few days, as well as some monsoonal moisture in the air. The U.S. Coast Guard plans to suspend a search for 3 missing people after a boat sank in San Francisco Bay at sunset. Captain Jared Tosco says the likelihood of finding the 3 is slim as they've been missing for 24 hours.
Our crews have now been out there, cumulatively covered 950 square nautical miles. In addition, they've searched over 1,700 miles of track line.
1 person was confirmed dead yesterday, as well as a dog. 16 others were rescued after the boat capsized near Alcatraz Island. Lawmakers in California are considering 2 bills to track how much water data centers use as AI fuels industry growth.
One bill would require developers to share estimated water use before building. The other would require yearly reports on actual water use once centers are open. Data centers house computer servers and often use a lot of water for cooling. California already has more than 330 of them without knowing details like how much water they'll need or who will pay for it. Supporters of the bill say the fast growth of data centers makes it important to track water use now. Opponents claim current laws are enough and data centers aren't usually water intensive. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Vice President Vance says the administration absolutely mishandled communications about the Epstein files and its contents. During a podcast interview with Joe Rogan, he pointed to former Attorney General Pam Bondi, who infamously said an alleged client list of Epstein's was sitting on her desk. Said he thinks Bondi was trying to respond to the political moment, and she overstated what the administration had and what it didn't have. President Trump has announced nearly $10 billion will be spent on new defense-related investments. He says the investments would support the production of ships in Pennsylvania, as well as submarines, trucks, and weapons.
Pennsylvania will play a key role in building the arsenal of freedom to defend our nation in the modern world.
Trump has also urged manufacturers to speed up production of military equipment. The U.S. has reimposed a naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, but Iranian officials are pushing back. ABC's Lama Hassan says they told the U.S. to suspend its bombing campaign to keep the strait moving.
In response to this blockade, the IRGC has threatened to stop all energy exports from the Middle East. They said that the export of oil and gas from the region will either be for everyone or for no one.
Iran says the strait will stay closed until the U.S. stops its airstrikes. We're going to the 405 next.
GiveMeTheVin.com, where you can sell your car in a hot minute. You ought to try it. Enter your VIN number. Get an offer fast. GiveMeTheVin.com. Their offers beat CarMax and Carvana offers every day. If they can't, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVin.com. Get your check on the spot. Super easy, super fast. GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs mid-80s to low 90s for Metro LA. Upper 90s to around 105 in the valleys and the IE. Windy in the IE. 90s to around 102 and windy in the high desert. 70s to around 80 at the beaches. Low to upper 80s inland OC. Right now it's 75 in Dana Point, 90 in Anaheim, 94 in Diamond Bar, and the same in Simi Valley. The KFI financial update brought to you by Supersure. Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed up 150, S&P 500 up 29, and NASDAQ up 162. Slow on the 405 in West LA.
We'll start on the southbound side, and that's where travel really loads up once you make your way past Santa Monica Boulevard. Delays and stretches all the way to Palo Verde in Long Beach. The northbound side of the 405 slows out of Culver City from Venice Boulevard, continuing slow all the way to the 5 merge into Sylmar. Let's head out to South Orange County. There's a fire reported along Ortega Highway, and that has Ortega Highway off limits right now. And it's closed right in between. Let me get the little parameters for you. Between Antonio Parkway and the candy store. So that's quite the stretch. It looks like it'll be off limits for at least 1 hour. So you know what that means, the nice little shortcut of Ortega Highway off limits. That's going to put a lot of extra pressure along the 91 freeway if you use that as your option, or heading south to either Highway 76 or 78 and using the 15. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Do you know the difference between a HELOC and an HEI? Spelling? No. A HELOC means monthly payments. A Splatero HEI doesn't. You get cash up front, which you can repurchase when you refinance or sell. A HELOC has strict income and credit requirements, while a Splatero HEI only requires a 500 minimum credit score with no income requirements.
Huzzah! Splatero!
Huzzah.
I'm trying to bring it back.
Visit SPLITERO.com today and access your home's equity. No monthly payments, just cash in hand. Splatero.
Too many tasks to manage, too little time to grow your business. Sound familiar? ServiceTitan offers commercial contractors AI-powered tools and automations to seamlessly connect their workflow, start to finish. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades. Learn more at ServiceTitan.com.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
When power goes out and cell networks fail, AM radio can be a lifeline with local news, weather, and emergency information. But time is running out. AM radio could disappear from new cars unless Congress acts. Please text the 2 letters AM to 39179 and tell Congress to vote yes on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Text the letter AM to 39179. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text stop to stop. This message furnished by this station.
Curious how you would look? PlasticSurgeryUncensored.com. PlasticSurgeryUncensored.com.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
John Kobylt Show, KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. Welcome. We're on from 3 to 6, after 6, the podcast. John Kobylt Show on demand. We're live on YouTube. Subscribe, become a member. Go to youtube.com/@JohnKobylt Show. Let's get right into it here. Anne Marie Schubert is coming on, former DA of Sacramento County. And she's now the new president and CEO of the Criminal Justice Legal Foundation. And they're filing a lawsuit against the California Board of Parole because the board has new regulations on letting murderers out of prison, is the easiest way to put it. These are murderers who were sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, and then it turns out they can get parole. And Anne Marie Schubert's here to explain it. Anne Marie, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me back on. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, this makes my blood boil. All right, tell me what this is about. What is this new regulation? How is it going to get murderers out early?
So last fall, the parole board. Now, keep in mind, this was even months before the terrible decision on David Funston, the child pedophile. They proposed these regulations that would create a process and a pathway for people serving LWOP and other long-term sentences to get out. And so what their system is that it would be, let's do kind of a let's identify the people we think we should do it. And there's virtually no exclusions, meaning cop killers, baby killers, serial killers, mass murderers. There was a big case down in LA that my friend Michelle Hannessy did. A guy went on a shooting spree and killed, I think, 5 people and tried to shoot several others. He was sentenced to LWOP.
Which is life without parole. Yeah, for people who don't know.
Yeah, life without parole. Yes. And so that's the type of people that we're talking about. These are people that when juries convicted and judges sentenced them, the prosecutors turned to the family and said, don't ever worry, he's never getting out of prison. And here we are now because they clearly want to let these people out. They want to create this pathway to allow that to happen. Now the problem is that, life without parole, for them to change this whole system, they'd have to basically rewrite sentencing laws, and they want to get judges to allow this to happen, or a commutation from the governor. So it's very disturbing. They did not do this through the legislature. They would never get it through the legislature because bills have been tried like this before, and they have been killed in committee. And so now they do this end around and go through a bureaucratic agency to do this. So it's very disturbing on many levels.
All right, I don't quite understand this. How are they allowed to write a regulation to let inmates out when they're supposed to serve life without parole if the legislature and the governor wouldn't approve it? I mean, it's something like this seems like it would have to have the legislature and the governor.
So what their claim is going to be is, well, we're not really going to let them out. We're going to make a recommendation that they be let out, and we're going to ask the judges that sentenced him, or the governor, whoever that is, to commute it. So it would create, for these families who never anticipated ever having to hear about these cases again, they're going to be not only going through a kind of a mini parole hearing or quasi parole hearing, but then they'd have to go back to court. Judges under, years ago in 1990, California voters passed a ballot measure saying judges can't reduce or get rid of what we call special circumstances. You can't, life without parole is the lowest sentence that they can get. And so they'd have to, let's take someone like Scott Peterson, who kills his pregnant wife and child. He gets first the death penalty, then LWOP, life without parole. The only way that this would work is that they'd have to make this recommendation, and then they'd have to go back to court and tell the judge, well, we think he should get something less than first-degree murder. You should give him something lesser, even though the jury found him guilty of these things. It's a torturous process, both for victims and really everybody else, to get to the end result, which is they want to let people out, including, like I said, cop killers, baby killers. It's really
these are now the worst. Wait a second, these are the worst of the worst. These are the ones who were supposed to get the death penalty because they're the worst of the worst. Now they're trying to create an exit ramp to let them out early.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it's about. And if, I got a question today at this press conference, well, the governor's office says this is a really fair process. And I'm like, if it was so fair, why didn't you run it through the legislature?
So the governor's in on this, of course.
Well, the parole board acts at his, I'm sure at his direction. So yeah. I would imagine that would be the case.
Everybody on the parole board was nominated by Newsom and renominated by him.
Yes, 100%. And so this is a really big deal that we're talking about thousands of inmates by their own numbers, Jeez. Upwards of maybe 6,000 to 7,000 inmates that would qualify. People like Scott Peterson would almost be immediately eligible. There's people that have killed 4 or 5 people that would be eligible. There's one of our lead plaintiffs is the aunt of a little girl named Sandra Cantu, who was kidnapped, assaulted horribly, and strangled to death and stuffed in a suitcase and thrown in an irrigation canal. She pled to life without parole, and now she has an opportunity to potentially get out.
Okay, so you're filing a lawsuit to stop this. Right. Where is it going to be heard? When is it going to be heard?
Well, it'll be filed in it was filed in Sacramento today. It'll be assigned to a judicial officer, and so probably within the next few weeks we may know more. But it'll take a while. But our goal is to stop it before they're implemented. They are set to go into effect in October.
And what's your legal argument? Like what's the mechanism to prove that they're overstepping? It seems clear from a common sense standpoint, but what are you going to be saying in court?
A couple different things. The first one is the parole board has the statutory legal authority to write regulations related to parole. Okay, they're not entitled to parole. Okay, they're trying to write regulations related to a different area of law called resentencing. So that's one of our arguments. It's far beyond their authority. The second one is they don't have the authority to rewrite sentencing for life without parole. There's a bunch of other things, different standards that they're applying. There's also this very exciting thing called the Administrative Procedures Act, where if they don't effectively answer comments during this process, then they can be thrown out. So we have a lot of different things that we're arguing, but we're very hopeful that we get a good outcome here because I can't imagine this happening.
This is like one of these worst case scenarios. Boy, the parole board's really filled with lunatics, aren't they?
Well, there's definitely needs to be accountability for sure.
Yeah. And they reflect Newsom, obviously. All right. Well, listen, keep contact with us and let us know how this thing progresses. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right. Anne Marie Schubert, President and CEO of the Criminal Justice Legal Foundation. Is that outrageous? There really is these ideological fanatics. Newsom appointed them all. He's one of these people. They want to let, it's not hyperbole. It's not an exaggeration. They want to let everybody out, including the worst of the worst when it comes to murders. That's in a nutshell what this whole re-regulation of the system is. Only people would pay attention. I cannot believe there is more than a 1% constituency for this nonsense. Maybe the prisoners and their families. That's about it. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. A DMV cheaters crackdown is underway, and the U.S. intensifies airstrikes on Iran. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go back to Ortega Highway next.
Being hurt in an accident is like a punch in the gut that you never saw coming. The attorneys at Sweet James know the agony, the disruption, sometimes the devastation that people go through. They have the experience, the reputation, and the care to help you make your comeback. They have spent 25 years fighting for injured accident victims, and they've helped thousands of people like you recover when an accident has changed their life. They've won over $1 billion for their clients. Now, they can't guarantee the outcome, but you want a law firm like Sweet James on your side when you need someone the most. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, call the attorneys at Sweet James. You pay nothing until they win. 800-9-million, 800-9-million, 800-9-000-000 with an office in Los Angeles. The number again is 800-9-million, or go to sweetjames.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs ranging from the 70s to around 105. This report brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. We're going to go back to San Juan Capistrano.
Ortega Highway is off limits due to a brush fire, and that is in between Antonio Parkway and the candy store. So that's a big chunk of the Ortega Highway. Well, what it means for a lot of people is that you can't take that shortcut over to or from Riverside County as well. So the 91 freeway, it's going to start seeing a lot of extra pressure. That is already loading up from the 5 as you continue towards Green River. And south of us, this is Highway 76 or even Highway 78 to the 15 will start to become much busier as well. It's also take a peek at the drive on the 5. This is making your way northbound. Getting out of San Juan Capistrano, it looks pretty decent until you're into Lake Forest, and then you're on the brakes from Lake Forest Drive all the way towards the area of Harbor in Anaheim with Southern California's most accurate traffic reports. I'm Angel Martinez.
I opened up just the other day a new account at Infinity Bank down in Orange County. It was the easiest process to switch banks. Call my guy, Victor Guerrero, the president, at 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. Infinity Bank.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This report is sponsored by Wild Rivers in Irvine. Wild Rivers is now open daily with over 25 slides and attractions for thrill seekers and lazy river chillers. Visit wildrivers.com for great values on season passes and daily tickets. That's wildrivers.com. Wild Rivers, where there's sun and fun for everyone.
Love your legs again. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event is here to keep your summer moving. Get great deals on Toyotas built for any summer adventure. Like the all-hybrid Camry with efficiency and style that never cools down. Tacoma with the power to take your summer to new heights. Or RAV4 Hybrid with the versatility and range for all your plans. Don't miss great deals on Toyota's most popular models. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
What can you do at Toyota.com? Better question, what can't you do? Because at Toyota.com, you can check out our latest models, search our inventory, and see our latest offers. You can even build and price your new Toyota right online, picking the exact model and color that's right for you. Whether you just want to download a brochure or you're ready to buy, all things Toyota are at Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
After a major accident, one question comes to mind. What happens next?
That's where Wilshire Law Firm comes in. With over 100 attorneys, we've helped recover more than $2 billion for our clients. Let the firm that's been recognized as #1 in personal injury settlements fight for the compensation you deserve. That's what happens next. For a free consultation 24/7, call Wilshire Law Firm 1-800-ABCDEFG. Wilshire Law Firm won more top 100 personal injury settlements in 2024 than any other law firm in California, as reported by TopVerdict.com. Wilshire Law Firm is in LA.
As America marks its 250th anniversary, we're looking back at 2.5 centuries of rebellion and liberty through the eyes of the heroes who defended it.
The whole thing about this country is freedom. If we're not careful, we could lose that.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, we bring you the defining moments of valor that went above and beyond the call of duty. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
Argentina is heading back to the World Cup final. Argentina do it again, and they set an A with Spain Sunday in New Jersey in the World Cup final. Argentina rallied down 1-0 in the 85th minute to shock England and secure the 2-1 victory. Argentina and Spain will square off Sunday afternoon at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
Download the iHeartRadio app for live Fox coverage of every game. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. Today after 6 p.m., well, the House has voted to make daylight saving time, that's how they call it, no S at the end, permanent. Daylight saving time, permanent. But is California going to go along with it? Well, I know the answer, and today after 6, I'll tell you.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio, $1,000 giveaway.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Preset. That's PRESET. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash.
KFI. Preset. That's an odd one. Preset. Enter that at KFIAM640.com/cash. PRESET. If you win, you get an email. Check your junk and spam folder. Listen to KFI winning keyword every hour, every weekday. Starts at 9:20 in the morning with Gary and Shannon, all the way to 5:20 with me. And next chance is 9:20 tomorrow with them. Yesterday, I was telling you that two things which could drive Paramount out of Los Angeles, out of California. Number one is that slimy little dwarf Rob Bonta, the corrupt attorney general, Newsom's mini-me. I believe Bonta lives inside Newsom's nether regions. He's filing a lawsuit, or joined an antitrust lawsuit, because Paramount's buying Warner Brothers. And David Ellison is the head of Paramount, and he's really pissed off. And so other states are now trying to woo Paramount to move to where they are. The Tennessee Deputy Governor, Stuart McWhorter, has written a letter urging Ellison, the CEO, to move the headquarters. And he goes, we have low taxes. Companies that choose Tennessee find a more favorable business climate. You're not going to find, see, in other words, the state's not going to sue you when you want to merge with another company. Not only that, it looks like Newsom really pulled a, see, I don't know if he made this big blunder or he did this on purpose and was hoping to get away with it. Part two is he signed a bill last year to double the state's tax credits for Hollywood productions from $330 million to $750 million. And somehow he ended up signing a bill which put a cap on the tax credits. First, he creates a bill that doubles the tax credits. Then he signed a bill that puts a hard cap, a low cap. So the tax credits that Hollywood got last year are basically gone. Nobody seems to have read the bill, according to the California Post. Not the legislators, not the governor. This is how stupid Newsom and this legislator crowd is. See, in New Jersey, which is a high-tax state, they're offering $430 million a year in tax incentives. So I told you Netflix is moving to an old military base in Monmouth County and setting up, I think, a dozen sound stages there. And there are other companies that are off to New Jersey. And New Jersey's not the only place. New York, Georgia, Vancouver, the UK, Ireland. Some of them have been doing this for decades. Some of them doing it recently. Jersey is a big threat. So you're supposed to be competitive. And Hollywood production is down here 40 to 50%. And now Newsom takes away the tax credits that he just passed. A lot of hoopla with that. He was doing a big victory lap. And the dumbasses in the legislature passed this thing, sent it to Newsom's office. I guess nobody on Newsom's staff read it, or this was done on purpose and they got caught. See, Newsom is desperate for money. He really busted the budget on illegal alien health care, and he's scrambling hard to try to find a little here and a little there. See, I don't believe they make mistakes this stupid. They're stupid, but that's not this bad. I think they did it, hoping they'd get away with it, because they don't have the money for this illegal alien healthcare nonsense. It's so horrifically insulting to every legal American family in this state, because I told you your health insurance is going to go up $400 a year per family to fund illegal alien healthcare. And I bet you that's why the Hollywood tax credit was suddenly reversed. And other states are looking at this and go, "Ooh, this is a clown show." I mean, Jersey government is just as high tax and Democratic as Newsom. But they want the business, because business brings in more tax revenue to spend on all the nonsense. Unbelievable. Everybody's shaking their head at this. When we come back, Newsom's got another problem. A woman that he had an adulterous affair with is writing a story for Vanity Fair, and she's going to tell everything. Her name is Ruby Rippy Gibney. Looks just like Newsom's wife. And Ruby and Gavin used to drink a lot. Ruby used to be married to Gavin's campaign manager. And Ruby also used to work for Newsom in his office. So, of course, Newsom has a friend who's the campaign manager. The wife is working in Newsom's office. So why not get really loaded and start screwing her? This goes back to 2007. And now Ruby is writing a big story for Vanity Fair. Tell you all about it coming up. Deborah Mark, live to KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Today has turned out to be the hottest day of the year, and an extreme heat warning is in effect for parts of Southern California through 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Dangerous temperatures in the valleys, mountains, and inland coastal plains could range from the 90s to 110 degrees. A heat advisory is also in effect for coastal areas. Monsoonal moisture will boost humidity to make things even more uncomfortable and could lead to rain with a 20 to 40% chance in the mountains and Antelope Valley. At the same time, dry conditions and strong winds have prompted a red flag warning with critical fire danger for the Golden State Corridor in LA County. Forecasters say it should cool off by the weekend. Eileen Gonzalez, KFI News.
The news is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. A DMV cheaters crackdown is underway.
Thousands of California drivers are being told to retake their written license exam after the DMV detected what it calls suspicious testing pattern. The agency says the issue is not a technical glitch or AI error, but possible cheating, though it hasn't revealed what triggered the flags. Drivers who don't pass the retest within 30 days could lose their license, and some lawmakers are demanding more transparency about the process. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
The 5 biggest banks in the U.S. have exceeded even the best expectations with record earnings.
JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup had a combined $49 billion in profits in the latest quarter. Investment banking has led the way as banks make money advising corporations and governments on mergers and acquisitions and how to raise more money. Some banks, including JP Morgan, say there are several risks below the surface like tectonic plates, including geopolitical wars, sticky inflation, and investors borrowing more money for tech stocks like AI, which some analysts say is running out of steam. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
The U.S. has intensified airstrikes on Iran in retaliation for Tehran's attacks on ships trying to move through the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump says Iran knows what it needs to do before he starts targeting infrastructure, including bridges or power plants inside the country.
I don't like giving deadlines, but they pretty much know. They know the story. They better behave.
The U.S. has also reimposed a naval blockade on Iran in the Strait of Hormuz. And Director of National Intelligence nominee Jay Clayton has been grilled by lawmakers on various topics, including former Director Tulsi Gabbard's presence at an FBI raid in Georgia. Democratic Senator John Ossoff of Georgia asked Clayton what he knew about it.
What is going on here? You've said at the beginning of this, you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. I'm asking a very simple question. Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid earlier this year? Yes or no? Are you aware?
I was.
You won't answer that question either.
I just said I was made aware of it by you yesterday.
Clayton was also asked about subpoenas issued to New York Times journalists over their reporting on security concerns about the new Qatari gifted Air Force One. We're going to go to the 5 next.
Lasting Smiles dental implants. This is the summer. You're seeing a lot of people. They don't want to look at your rotted, decayed, I don't know what that is in your mouth. But if your teeth are missing, damaged, decayed, disgusting, get dental implants. You look great. You look really attractive. People will like you more. You get a free comprehensive dental exam, full 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan, and payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit from Lasting Smiles. Dental implants. Mention KFI or John and get the Summer Smile Special. LastingSmiles.com. You'll make yourself beautiful. You'll be so happy. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs mid-80s to low 90s. Metro LA. Upper 90s to around 105 in the valleys and the IE. Windy in the IE again. 90s to around 102 and windy again in the high desert. 70s to around 80 for the beaches. Low to upper 80s for inland OC. Right now, 89 in Laguna Woods and 95 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Slow on the 5 in Santa Ana.
This is on the southbound side, and that's where travel loads up, getting away from the 5722. You remain on the brakes ahead all the way to Jamboree. After that, the drive opens up. But let's stay into South County with a fire that's been reported along Ortega Highway. Eastbound lanes are off limits at about Antonio Parkway, according to the Highway Patrol. And it looks like they have it off limits all the way over to the candy store. Now, the westbound side had been requested to close. If you see that it is, pound 250, keyword KFI traffic. And so anyone heading eastbound to try to use Ortega Highway as a shortcut, alternates right now, the 91 freeway to the north, or if you want to head south, you can use Highway 76 or Highway 78 instead. Ontario, both sides of the 15, slowing down between the 60 and the 10, and the Cajon Pass 15 northbound loads up at the 215 merge to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Declare your independence from dated, tired windows. This month of July, American Vision Windows is offering a savings of $1,776. That's a lot. And it's off new windows. New windows not only lower your energy bills, but they also lock in comfort year-round and give your home a curb appeal to boost the value and the look of your house. Neighbors are going to notice. With 25 years and more than 1 million windows installed, American Vision Windows is California's most trusted window replacement company. They're also employee-owned, so every employee has a personal stake in getting your project right. You can expect a smooth process. Most projects completed in a day, so you're not living in a construction zone. And your project will cost a lot less this month, $1,776 off. but you must book it by July 31st. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or see the website for details. AmericanVisionWindows.com. Call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188.
Decades of saving, and now you're just supposed to hope the market holds up? There's a reason smart retirement investors are moving part of their IRA and 401k into physical gold and silver right now. Gold has hit record highs. The dollar is weakening, and unlike stocks, you can hold real gold in your hand. Golden Crest Metals makes it simple. A nationally recognized firm seen on Fox Business and CNBC with an A- BBB rating and 5-star reviews. Golden Crest can help you add physical gold and silver to your retirement account tax and penalty free. And right now, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857 now to speak with a gold specialist and request your free precious metals guide. That's 888-447-7857. Again, 888-447-7857. That's 888-447-7857. Golden Crest Metals is not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk and are not suitable for all investors. Free silver offer consists of a 10% bonus and silver applied to qualifying purchases of premium minted coins. Minimum purchase $10,000 required. Bonus silver capped to $25,000 and credit is an addition to customer account. Free IRA storage subject to qualifying purchase tiers. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms and conditions.
If you haven't had a termite inspection in the last 3 years, don't wait for costly damage. Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free termite inspection from a licensed technician. If you have termite activity, we have the right treatment. No tent, no poisonous gas, no move out. Orange oil treatment will have minimal disruption at home with tenants or your business. Get 10% off, a 2-year warranty, and 90 days same as cash. OAC, serving all of SoCal. Call 800-PACIFIC. PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
Would you take 15 seconds to say 15% to freshen your breath? Go to Zellmans.com and use the code SAVE. That's ZELMINS.com. Use the code SAVE for fresh, clean breath for hours.
Experience, reputation, and trust matter. If you've been injured, OPOLaw.com.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
When power goes out and cell networks fail, AM radio can be a lifeline with local news, weather, and emergency information. But time is running out. AM radio could disappear from new cars unless Congress acts. Please text the 2 letters AM to 39179 and tell Congress to vote yes on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Text the letters AM to 39179. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop. This message furnished by the station.
This is Jacob Emrani. When you need help after an accident, I'm here for you.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob.
This summer on iHeartRadio, win a trip to see Bryan Adams roll with the Punches Tour live in Milwaukee, August 16th.
Hey, this is Bryan Adams inviting you to come and see me live in concert.
Round trip air for 2 with hotel and more. Prize provided by Bryan Adams.
It's VIP with Q&A, an autographed album, merch, and all that good stuff.
Tap the contest tab while you're listening to us on the free iHeartRadio app for your chance to win.
So roll with the punches on the iHeartRadio app to enter.
KFI, Los Angeles, broadcasting with 50,000 watts of power, 640 kilograms.
Remember when you used to have a radio to listen to KFI? KFI is on the iHeartRadio app and brings you digital sound. If you haven't heard KFI on the free iHeartRadio app, you haven't heard KFI. AM 640, more stimulating talk.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk radio, John Kobylt Show. Follow us on social media, John Kobylt Radio, at John Kobylt Radio. And we're live on YouTube for at least another 20 minutes or so. And then you could watch the recorded YouTube later. Live on YouTube, subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/at John Kobylt Show. All right. This story's been around for almost 20 years. And it is now, it's now going to be something. It's the story of Gavin Newsom's affair with one of his aides, Ruby Rippy Gibney, blonde woman, looks very much like Jennifer Newsom. You know, some guys have a type. You look at Jennifer Newsom and this Ruby Rippy Gibney side by side, very close. And what Newsom did, the predator. Ruby had a drinking problem, so Newsom went after her. And he also had a drinking problem. Unfortunately, Ruby Rippy Gibney was married to Newsom's campaign manager, Alex Tork. He was Newsom's longtime political advisor, as well as his campaign manager back when he was the mayor of San Francisco. And Alex one day discovered that the mayor was having sex with his wife because his wife had worked as Newsom's appointments secretary. So Gavin was making appointments. And by all accounts, they were just getting loaded together and getting it on. Tork confronted Newsom and then resigned. And Newsom had to hold a press conference publicly apologizing and then described the affair as a personal lapse of judgment. That must have made Ruby feel good. You imagine you're messing around with the mayor and you're risking your marriage and your job and your public standing. And at the end of it all, it's like, yeah, that was a lapse in judgment. What was God? Newsom said at the time, I want to make it clear that everything you've heard and read is true, and I'm deeply sorry about that. Jennifer Newsom, years later, though, blamed Ruby. I shouldn't say this, but there are two sides to every story. If people did research into the scandal, the woman is the culprit. This is misfeminism. This is the woman who's taken millions of dollars from Gavin donors to make feminist films. Now, she wasn't married to Gavin at the time. I don't know if he was still married to Kimberly Guilfoyle or they were separated or I don't know. It's hard to keep up with this stuff. But Gavin at first said he entered an alcohol rehabilitation program. That turned out to be a lie. Newsom actually lied about going into alcohol I know. Isn't it shocking? It's hard to believe. But when he ran for governor in 2018, he said, well, it wasn't true. He never checked into rehab. He sought counseling from the president of the Delancey Street Foundation, which I guess is some kind of nonprofit thing, a woman named Mimi Silbert. So he got counseling from Mimi. Mimi, should I keep drinking? Mimi says, no, maybe you ought to slow down a little. So he stopped drinking for a period of time and then started drinking again. No, there's no rehab. I just stopped. There was no treatment. I stopped because I thought it was a good thing to stop. But then he started again. And he goes, some people make mistakes in their lives and you work hard never to make them again because you learn from them. I like to think I'm a better person. No. You haven't stopped your lying. And I think a lot of people have made mistakes. Anyway, I'm telling you all this because Ruby Rippy Gibney is going to tell her story. A tell-all article in Vanity Fair. But it's a good thing to run for president on. Oh, well, here's something interesting. It looks like I do have a timeline here. Newsom was dating Jennifer. Started dating Jennifer months before the affair with Rippy Gibney. And then Jennifer blames Ruby. So Gavin was cheating on Jennifer. And then Jennifer blames Ruby. Now, eventually, Jennifer apologized for blaming Ruby. And of course, at the time, this wasn't the Me Too era. So no fuss was made that, hey, Newsom is Ruby's employer here. Ruby was the scheduling secretary. That's not cool. And Ruby isn't spoken publicly very much. And, but she said, you know, she never felt part of the Me Too movement. She said, I was a subordinate, but I was a free-thinking 33-year-old adult married woman and mother. struggling with alcoholism and self-destructive behavior. Nothing more self-destructive than jumping into bed naked with Gavin Newsom and then having him refer to you as a lapse in judgment. But she's going to write a story. And I guess give an account of what it was like to be cheating with Gavin. Such a snake. Such an oily, despicable snake. All right, more coming up. When we come back, this is about Woodland Hills. I know you're going to be jumping in the car, but you might want to listen to this.
Okay.
You heard about this $2 billion affordable housing project they're going to build in Woodland Hills?
Yes, it's in my neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
all of us neighbors are against it.
I think there's some homeless people. It's going to be shipped into that $2 billion building if they ever build it. And there's a report from Fox 11, Matthew Seedorf, with a quote from Karen Bass. Karen Bass has a new theory. Last time she talked about meth users in the street, it was about how, we have to give them teeth because the meth rots their teeth out, and so we ought to pay for the new teeth. Now she comes up with a reason why people use meth. Like it's necessary for them. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. The search for 3 people missing from a capsized boat that sank in San Francisco will be suspended at sunset. President Trump says he's going to focus on elections during a primetime speech tomorrow night. We'll have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 101 next.
The other day, I opened a new account at Infinity Bank, based in Orange County, and it was, by far, the easiest process to switch my banking needs to them. Victor Guerrero is the president at Infinity Bank, and he'll talk to you anytime, any day. I'll give you his phone number, 657-223-1000. And they will do everything to make you satisfied. Excellent customer service. And they succeed in delivering value to you. They will not nickel and dime on any fees. If you're interested in switching to a new bank, I would call my guy Victor at Infinity Bank. Online, it's infinity.bank. The phone number, 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. Infinity Bank, member FDIC.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow, high 70s to around 105. This report brought to you by Wild Rivers in Irvine. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy, slow on the 101 in Calabasas.
I'm looking at that southbound side, and it is becoming pretty busy. This is leaving Lost Hills. You're on the breaks and stretches all the way to the 170-134 split. Couple stretches of slowing through the Cahuenga Pass. Delays ahead in Hollywood from Sunset into downtown Los Angeles. And the northbound side loads up in Hollywood from Santa Monica Boulevard in stretches all the way to White Oak in Encino. Let's look at the 134 eastbound. That's loading up in Burbank from just about Bob Hope as you continue in pockets all the way towards Brand in Glendale, and the 210 in Pasadena pushing back off of Mountain. Delays taking you all the way to Foothill Boulevard, slowing ahead in Upland to the 15. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Thousands of places on the internet have a file with your name on it. It's got your home address, your cell number, your email, and your medical conditions, and how old you are, and how you vote, your kids' names. You can't read that file, but anyone with a credit card can buy it. That file is the product of a multi-billion-dollar industry called data brokers. Your file is collected, packaged, sold, and it's legal. So every scam call, every phishing text that knows too much about you, somebody paid for that file, and they're using it against you. Last year, Americans lost a record $20 billion to fraud. Scammers didn't get lucky. They got prepared. Now, I did something about my file. I used Incogni. Incogni is INCOGNI. They go broker by broker and forces each one to delete your file. The opt-out forms that they bury, Incogni finds them. And when your data tries to creep back, Incogni wipes it clean again. Go to incogni.com/KFI right now for 60% off. Incogni.com/KFI. Take your private life off the market. Incogni.
With Norwegian Cruise Line, you don't have to choose. The Arch of Cabo San Lucas and the quarter-mile waterfront promenade, the jungles of Puerto Vallarta, and the luxurious Mandara Spa and Salon, the historic cathedrals of Ensenada, and the adult-only escape of Spice H2O. See, you don't have to choose just one kind of vacation, but you do have to choose Norwegian. Book your 7-day Mexican Riviera cruise sailing from LA or San Diego. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here.
Wild Rivers is now open daily with over 25 slides and attractions for thrill seekers and lazy river chillers. Visit wildrivers.com for great values on season passes and daily tickets. That's wildrivers.com. Wild Rivers, where there's sun and fun for everyone.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Termites are one of those things we tend to put off. E. coli is here to protect your most expensive investment, your home, your family, and the environment. You might have heard of Sue Fries, the termite lady. She's the owner of E. coli Termite and Pest Control. Now, they've been protecting Southern California homes for more than 40 years. So if you have a termite problem, that's who you want in your corner. E. coli offers eco-friendly treatments that are tough on termites, but gentle on kids, pets, and anyone who's sensitive to chemicals. And if you're not planning on selling your house, they'll come out and inspect your home for free. And with all the heat we've had over this last month here in Southern California, it's perfect breeding grounds for termites. E. coli has been recognized as one of the top pest control companies in North America by Pest Control Technology magazine. So if you suspect a termite problem, you must act fast. So call E. coli at 1-800-332-BUGS. 1-800-332-2847. 1-800-332-BUGS.
Lose the weight, feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
When it comes to accessing your home's value, what you don't know might be the only thing standing in your way.
I don't understand.
Exactly.
Huh?
An HEI from Splatero will give you a lump sum of cash upfront in exchange for a share of your home's future value.
An HEI? What's the difference between that and a HELOC?
Everything that matters. A HELOC is a loan with variable interest rates that often have DTI requirements and monthly payments. With a Splatero HEI, there is no DTI requirement, and most importantly, no monthly payments.
Oh, I like that one. The no payments one.
Of course, you're smart. And check this out. A HELOC has strict income and credit requirements. A Splatero HEI requires only a 500 minimum credit score and no income requirement.
So much better. It seems like the only reason to confuse them is that they both start with H.
Just remember Splatero. HEI means Splatero. Visit SPLITERO.com today and access your home's equity. No monthly payments, just cash in hand. Splatero.
Nothing brings us together like celebrating a victory as a team. Play your part. Stay alert. Speak up. If you see something, say something. Report suspicious behavior to local law enforcement.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen K is a new iHeart podcast where secrets come out, emotions run high, and no topic is off limits. Listen now on the iHeart Radio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the Gary and Shannon Show, Andy Reesmeyer in for Gary and Shannon. We're talking about how teenagers are using meta glasses to secretly record things. It's coming up tomorrow on Gary and Shannon.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio, John Kobylt Show, and we're live on YouTube, and you could see the recording of our show in just a few minutes, right at 6 o'clock, and the audio podcast is going to be released just after 6 as well. Everything we did today on the iHeart app. All right, I want to play this before we go. Deborah's driving home, and Karen Bass is bringing to her town an affordable housing project supposedly worth $2 billion. Boy, does this sound like a massive waste, a massive boondoggle? And you'll hear in this, listen closely, Bass also has an interesting theory on why the street vagrants use meth. Here's Fox 11 Matthew Seedorf.
A high-end unveiling for one of the biggest affordable housing projects in LA history. 4 glass towers rising as high as 42 stories above Woodland Hills.
I'm extremely excited.
Mayor Karen Bass speaking exclusively with Fox 11, telling us this project is moving through her Executive Directive 1, allowing 100% affordable housing projects to skip the typical public hearing process.
Which was the beginning of slashing as much red tape as possible.
The price tag around $2 billion. Where is that coming from?
Well, it's public-private, but it's also what they have raised.
This project is not seeking any direct dollars from the city. A combination of tax-exempt bonds, low-income housing, tax credit investment, private capital as well.
Skyfox above the future site along Canoga Avenue.
Much needed housing to a population that needs it.
Almost 3,500 units are planned, mostly for low-income seniors. What percent of people living here are going to be seniors?
I don't know the exact percent. I know that by 2030, 1 million Angelinos will be 60 and over.
During the unveiling, the mayor also addressed the homeless crisis and open drug use.
You sleep out on the street for a couple of weeks and tell me that you're not using something to stay sane or use meth so that you don't go to sleep to protect yourself.
After the speech, we asked the mayor to clarify. You said that people are on the street using meth for protection?
Well, no. What I said is no. What I said is that I know that people have used meth to stay awake at night so they don't fall asleep because they're worried about being assaulted. Meth is not protection.
From the new towers,
Wait, stop. She's lying. She said exactly that. I even wrote it down. They use meth so you don't go to sleep, so you can protect yourself. Listen again closely. Play cut number 3 now.
You sleep out on the street for a couple of weeks and tell me that you're not using something to stay sane or use meth so that you don't go to sleep to protect yourself.
After the
so
speech,
you don't go to sleep, so you protect yourself. That's what she said. So that's why they use meth. And she says you have to take something to stay sane. The drugs make them insane. She is saying they take the drugs to make themselves sane. She really believes this. Whenever she goes and he does these events, she always blurts out how she really feels. She won't do this in a studio in front of a TV anchor or a journalist, but when she goes, she just, I guess, loosens up and tells her truth. It's like when she said that, well, people who take meth, they lose their teeth, and that's why we have to have a program to give them new teeth. Well, that would be us taxpayers paying for their new teeth after they rotted out from the meth. Now she's saying they're taking these drugs to stay sane, when obviously it's the opposite. And they're taking meth to protect themselves, to keep themselves awake. No, it's because they're addicted. Meth is one of the most addictive drugs out there. It's very difficult to get anybody off meth. But that's what you have running the city. In case you wonder why there's meth addicts screaming in the night and chasing you. All right, we're done. Conway's up next. Michael Crozier has the news live in the KFI 24-hour news center.
KFI.